Then Nani on the right, Anderson, Cleverley, Young, Welbeck and Rooney. And the Manchester United bench today includes people like Ferdinand, Berbatov, Giggs and Hernandez. On the Arsenal bench, well, young men like Ozzy Yacoub and Sunu, who neither of whom have appeared in the Premier League. So Manchester United will play towards the Old Stretford end in the first half from right to left. Howard Webb is the referee. Arsenal in a chain strip of navy blue and turquoise. And we're about to get underway. Mark, final thought before the game?
I just think Arsenal need to be really strong here, Mike. I'm not sure they've got it in them, in all honesty, and they've got so many inexperienced players. It's going to need the better players to play above themselves today to get any semblance of a positive result.
Sam Allardyce saying to us before the game that they need some possession, and they could really have done with Jack Wilshere out there today and Song in midfield, but they have to get on with it on what is quite a blustery afternoon. Totally misjudged the weather here, by the way. I thought it was August, and it's freezing as clearance, a very nervous clearance from Szczesny's charged down by Danny Welbeck, and it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal.
Yeah, he just stumbled a little bit on his left foot, didn't he? He thought, oh crikey, I've got to kick it with my left foot, and it just bought half a second for Welbeck to close the kick out down.
So welcome to our coverage on 5 Live of Manchester United against Arsenal. Arsenal yet to score in the Premier League this season. If they don't do it today, that'll be the first time it's happened since the 50s. Johnny Evans wearing number 6 this season. It used to be 23, of course. Now Ashley Young near side, the Manchester United left. He's got 3 or 4 Arsenal players around him, and he works it neatly to Anderson. Anderson running square with the ball at the moment, followed by Ramsey inside the centre circle. Anderson checks, and then he feeds Cleverley. The first time he's on the ball here. Cleverley into Welbeck. Welbeck's ball towards Rooney doesn't reach him. Giroud clears, but it comes straight back to the home side once more. And a first touch in the game for De Gea. Outside of the penalty area, just knocks it with his foot to Johnny Evans. And United just hold. Evra's urging Evans to get rid of it. Now Anderson, back again to Evans. Evans back to goalkeeper De Gea.
I think this Arsenal have sort of gone 4-5-1, which Van Persie would be the one, but on the wings they're kind of going to push Walcott on the right forward and now Shavin on the left forward when they've got the ball to try and make it a 4-3-3.
Anderson once more taking on Ramsey and doing well to hold on to it because Ramsey was determined in the tackle there. And now Nani for Manchester United. Nani up against Coquelin, the youngster, looking to try and release Smalling. Smalling into the penalty area. Arsenal don't get it away. Shot from Cleverley's just wide, and Arsenal didn't deal with that. And it was great running from Chris Smalling, and it's a goal kick.
Great running and strength, Mike, as well, which is very, very important. And also when he got himself in the penalty area before he kind of was stumbling, he saw that Cleverley was just hanging around on the edge of the penalty area where he played the ball back to him. He had to hit it early, Cleverley, and hit it with a little bit of pace but no direction.
It's very interesting. Smalling's looking the part at right back. Of course, they do have Rafael and Fabio as well, the young Brazilians. Gary Neville now having retired. The last time United played Arsenal this last season in the FA Cup here, Fabio and Rafael both played as wingers in that game, I remember, in a 2-0 home win. Now Jenkinson stabs the ball towards Van Persie. Easy cut out by Evans. And Anderson now into Welbeck. Good control from him. Good movement from Manchester United. Young back to Evans once more, and Evans will give it to goalkeeper De Gea. Just reminding you once again that Manchester City have won 5-1 today away to Spurs. Mark,
what's the story behind Coquelin and the Arsenal holding midfield player? Do we know?
Well, he's a player that Arsene Wenger, as he likes to do, sent out on loan to Lorient in France, and here comes Cleverley. You're winding me up, by the way, aren't you?
No, I wasn't.
Here comes Ashley Young of Manchester United. You know that I was poring over the research before the game. If you're really interested, I'll carry on. But
no, you're all right.
No, okay, thank you. It's Arshavin for Arsenal over on the far side, and he's lost the ball easily, cheaply really. Nani for Manchester United. Welbeck, difficult control, try to find Ashley Young on his left-hand side. Giroud at full stretch, clears into Walcott. First time we mention him, and he doesn't hold on to the ball. Welbeck to Young. Rooney in good position down the left-hand side. Rooney cuts in and then tries a shot at the goalkeeper, and Szczesny holds on to it and throws it out to Rosicky.
Yeah, well played Ashley Young. He played the ball into Rooney on the left-hand side, then ran behind him, so it distracted the right back a little bit. Rooney comes inside and hits a decent shot, but comfortable save, certainly.
Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. Howard Webb's given Arsenal the free kick in the centre circle. With great relief, they're about to take it. Rosicky now. across the field to Traore, the left back. Now Rosicky. It's very slow from Arsenal. Now Coquelin, just inside the centre circle. Arsenal just trying to get a foothold here, just trying to get some possession. Giroud, good ball. Coquelin slips it away from Anderson. Now Rosicky to Van Persie. This is good play from Arsenal. It's Coquelin looking for the best option, calling for it. Arshavin over on the left. Van Persie in the penalty area. Here comes Arshavin taking on Chris Smalling. Traore's made a run. Arshavin's layoff. Traore cuts it back. Header away by Jones. Still not completely clear. Jenkinson tries a shot. Charged down by Evra of Manchester United. Ball on the edge of the United area, and now Young clears, and that's the first real sign we've seen from Arsenal.
Yeah, Arshavin did really well actually. Just waited for Traore to overlap and played him a perfect ball where he didn't have to break his stride and just cross it into the United box. The problem for Arsenal, not enough whatever colour shirts they've got on in there. What are they, by the way?
Well, I thought sort of navy and turquoise. I thought when we were here on Monday night for the Spurs game, there was a big example of the contrast between the way United play and the way Arsenal play. When Welbeck scored, I noticed when the cross came over, there were 4 United players in the penalty area.
Yeah.
And that's always been Arsenal's problem, but now it's Arshavin looking to try and find Van Persie. The door was closed by Evans. A bit brighter from Arsenal, but it's 0-0 at Old Trafford, and now Ashley Young taking on the fullback Jenkinson. Jenkinson just holding him tight to the line. Young will have to get rid of this. Young now sweeps it across to the far side. Smalling just inside the Arsenal half. Into Nani, back again to Smalling. United 0, Arsenal 0. Smalling to Nani. Traore didn't cut it out. Nani looking to work it in, and there are 3 United players in the penalty area. In it goes. Rooney jumps early but couldn't jump high enough, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Well, already United are starting to test Arsenal at the back. Young was trying to run at Jenkinson before down Manchester United's left. Nani there just cut inside Traore, and he's clipped a ball with the outside of his right foot, which wasn't a bad cross at all, that Rooney just couldn't quite reach.
Threatening sky ahead. It's going to rain in the next 5 minutes, I think. It's 0-0 here, and it's Ashley Young of Manchester United. Ball play through. Welbeck's onside. Welbeck into the penalty area, and he shoots wide. Should have done better. Koscielny tried to close him down. It's a fantastic ball to find Welbeck, and he should have really had that one on target. Arsenal survive.
Yeah, he didn't really take the ball well, Mike, when it was passed to him. He almost lost himself a half second by the way he didn't shape his body to take the ball. The other thing as well is, once he got in the penalty area, he could have had another touch, because Koscielny would have had to bring him down and foul him. That could have been penalty and red, of course.
Has to make the most of his opportunities, Welbeck, when he starts with people like Berbatov and Hernandez waiting to come on from the bench. Evans now looking to return it. No, he doesn't. He clips the ball over his head, tries to find Welbeck, and Arsenal now trying to get hold of it once more in midfield. Ramsey, foul by Ramsey on Welbeck, given by Howard Webb. Free kick to Manchester United.
You'd also be extremely worried how there was that massive gap. The sort of right-sided Arsenal centre-back was nowhere near. It wasn't as though Welbeck had to make a clever run.
Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. A much changed Arsenal. 5 changes. It's Rooney on the ball now for Manchester United. In it goes to Young. Ashley Young of Manchester United just has to hold things up. Didn't take it in his stride. Giroud was there with Koscielny. Arsenal clear, but I tell you what, they were split again, Mark.
They were split again, and I think Ashley Young's seemed to get the ball stuck underneath his feet, otherwise he'd have gone past the Arsenal defender.
Now Walcott, Arshavin, but no return ball from Arshavin. They could really do with a performance from him today, Arsenal, as the ball is thrown out by De Gea, and it's Chris Smalling of Manchester United.
They've been saying he could do with a performance from Arshavin for 6 months.
Nani now looking to clip it over the top towards Rooney, headed away by Koscielny, and now Traore to Rosicky, one of the experienced players in this Arsenal team today. Lovely running now from Traore over on the Arsenal left. Van Persie trying to stay onside. Traore still needs support now, and in the end Van Persie slipped as the ball was played through to him, and Manchester United looking to try and counter-attack now with Nani over on the right. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. 8.5 minutes gone. The ball fired down the right-hand side. Welbeck will get the ball by the corner flag. Rooney's in the penalty area. Ashley Young's trying to join him. The ball with Nani now on the edge of the area, right edge. Little reverse ball doesn't work, and Arsenal defend, and Rosicky plays it early to Walcott. Walcott up against Evra. Evra's just holding him. Walcott now facing the right way. Evra easily takes it away from him. Easy steal for Evra, and Manchester United now playing it through midfield, cleverly looking to release Welbeck. Great running for Welbeck. Welbeck turns in the penalty area, lays it to the right hand side. Young against Coquelin. That was an appeal rather half-heartedly, I think, from most of the crowd, but not the players, for a push there. Wasn't given by Howard Webb. He waves play on. Get Mark to talk about that in a moment, as Ramsey's getting in trouble here against Rooney, but the ball falls kindly for goalkeeper Szczesny, who clears to Traore far side. What do you think of that?
I thought Coquelin was just stronger, Mike. I thought his desire to get the ball was better than Ashley Young's, in all honesty.
Well, not only do we have the threat of rain, I think we've got the threat of a Manchester United goal here.
What, threat of an avalanche at the moment.
But it's still 0-0, and we played nearly 10 minutes of the first half, on a day when Manchester City have beaten Spurs 5-1 in London, with 4 goals from Dzeko and the other one from Aguero. Now, Ashley Young forward. A busy day for Koscielny up against Rooney, fouled by Rooney.
I don't think he touched him.
No.
I really seriously didn't think he touched him. Howard Webb obviously got a much better view than us, and he's 10 yards away, and there must have been some contact, but I never saw that.
They're being overworked here as Ramsey's fouled by Cleverley. I don't know where he did that, really. Anyway, free kick is given to Arsenal just inside the Manchester United half. It just takes a bit of the pressure away from Arsenal, and Ramsey, who's really had to step forward into this Arsenal team now in the absence of Wilshere and Song, and of course Fabregas and Nasri, and Coquelin now finds Traore over on the Arsenal left-hand side. Back again to Coquelin. It's a little bit slow from Arsenal. Now Giroud, the Swiss international, 15 yards inside the United half, flips the ball into Van Persie. Van Persie's headed down. Rosicky onto Walcott. Walcott inside the penalty area. Now Van Persie takes over. Van Persie trying to get some space here on the edge of the penalty area. It'll drop to Rosicky, and now Walcott once more. But the initial move broke down. Walcott again took it early and fires it easily wide. There was just a chance there for Arsenal, but it just didn't run for them.
Yeah, just for a split second looked like they had numbers and a little bit of space in Manchester United's penalty area, but it petered out.
De Gea, who had a couple of dodgy moments in the second half, yet to be tested in this game. 11 minutes gone, Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. Arsenal's only win in recent times in the Premier League was that 1-0 against United at the end of last season with Ramsey's goal. Rooney now to Welbeck. Welbeck surrounded by Arsenal players. Welbeck too strong for Rosicky. It was a very poor attempt by Rosicky to win the ball. Clipped in by Nani. Welbeck with a flicked header, and that's going to be a corner. No, a goal kick.
I think it should have been a corner. I thought certainly Welbeck just got in front of the defender. It looked like the defender might have had the last touch.
Tell you what, we've got Terry Neal sitting down here, of course, who was a former Arsenal defender and Arsenal manager with Don Howe, and he'd have been watching on, and I mean, that challenge from Rosicky was so half-hearted, Mark, wasn't it? I mean,
powder puff.
It really was, and that really wasn't the Arsenal way, of course, under Terry Neal and then George Graham in particular.
Mike, Vieira and Petit.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't want to get his boots dirty, did he?
Throw into Arsenal. Jenkinson, who's really having to grow up quickly in the Premier League. Summer signing from Charlton. Jenkinson to take it. Not much on for him. Howard Webb wants him to get on with it. Throws the ball in towards his captain, Van Persie. Evra heads it out for another throw into Arsenal. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0. 12 minutes gone.
Van Persie's jumped under every high ball so far. My count is 4 at the moment.
Jenkinson into Van Persie once more. This time Evans takes it on the chest. Young, very tight for United near side. Welbeck onto Ashley Young. Good movement from Ashley Young onto Welbeck, and now Rooney. Back again to Young, and back again to Young once more from Wayne Rooney. Now they need a bit of width over on the far side. Smalling's there, United right. Nani, back again to Smalling. Cleverley wants to join in. Everybody from United wanting the ball here. Down that right-hand side, and now infield to Cleverley on the edge of the area. Cleverley's shot is blocked by Koscielny, and now Rosicky gives the ball away, and United are back in business once more. Nani, it really is a siege here. Ball in from Smalling, clipped away once more by Koscielny, and a throw to United, and you can sense from the crowd here that they feel the first goal is not too far away, potentially. Throw to United 0-0. Anderson, and now Nani turning with Arsenal defenders, and now Smalling gallops down the right hand side, but this time won't get it, and it's a goal kick. But I don't think Smalling spent any time in his own half in these opening 13 minutes or so.
No, very, very little, and quite right, he's making Arshavin basically have to run backwards towards his own goal. Wow, we come up to 14
minutes. The thing about
minutes.
Smalling, Mark, there's often a product from him as well, isn't there, down that right-hand side? He's galloping forward, and often there's something at the end of it too, as Jones, we haven't mentioned him yet, climbs and beats Van Persie in the air. Now here goes Coquelin against Cleverley. Really good defending in midfield by Cleverley. Anderson gives it back to him once more. The movement is better from Manchester United. Anderson now on to Nani, who's deserted that right-hand position, but he knows Smalling is there. Jones now on the halfway line. Jones into Cleverley again. Manchester United 0, Arsenal 0, Rooney rather. And now Patrice Evra. Evra for Anderson. Anderson going through the centre circle. They're singing Patrick Vieira's name around the crowd at the moment for some reason. Anyway, Arsenal thought they were going to go forward, but there's a foul over on the far side.
It's Jones. He just got caught on the ankle.
Jones has been caught, and Howard Webb just moves across to see he's, what is it, a back problem?
No, it's his ankle, I think.
Ankle.
And it's Arshavin.
Right.
The court seemed to catch him.
We got a note, have we, from our producer here? Coquelin?
It's got a yellow Arshavin.
Oh, right, okay.
Coquelin was discovered by Gilles Grimondi.
Okay. And he's a fullback, really, I think, isn't he, by trade? And
well read.
Yeah. And he's playing because he has to in defensive midfield today in the absence of people like Frimpong and Son. Jones is not moving too well at the moment. Got Rio Ferdinand on the bench today, by the way.
He'll be fine, Jones. It's just a kick, mate.
I'm sure Fabio Capello, although he's been named in the under-21s, I'm sure Capello will perhaps fancy him for the senior squad when he announces it tonight. You'll hear that on 5 Live later this evening with John Murray. Throw to Manchester United, and Franco Baldini's here today, Fabio Capello's right-hand man for a few more months at least. Manchester United over on the far side, 0-0 with Arsenal, but Arsenal are holding on here. The ball is with Nani now with a chance to whip this one in, and he's won a corner. 15 minutes gone, corner to Manchester United, far side the right, Anderson to take.
Yeah, Capello was at Tottenham's game, wasn't he?
And he was at the Villa Wolves game, suffering yesterday, I think at lunchtime too. So, corner kick to United, 0-0, Anderson to take it, Smalling's gone to the near post, and that was a flat by Szczesny. He could have held on to that one, but he decided to punch it. Pat Rice is urging everybody out of defence as he stands down there in the technical area, and the ball breaks for Arshavin now. Counter-attack from Arsenal perhaps. Now can Arshavin do something here? Lays it to the left. Van Persie up against Jones, will try and turn the defender. Van Persie's ball in, runs right across the face of goal, and Ashley Young clears. Into Coquelin inside the centre circle. Now Rosicky as Anderson tries to come back to hold him up. The ball is with Jenkinson, the fullback. Jenkinson slips as he tries to deliver, gets another chance, in it goes, header up by Jones, poor though, straight to Ramsey of Arsenal. Ramsey surrounded immediately by Cleverley and Anderson. Still Ramsey, Van Persie waiting in the area, it's taken too long, now it goes to the left, Troyer is in space, Van Persie, Walcott and Arshavin in the penalty area. Ramsey again, trying to unlock this United defence. He sees Rosicky on the right unmarked. Rosicky shoots wildly. Oh, got a deflection.
Yeah, came off Anderson.
Corner.
Yeah, came off Anderson, didn't he? But before, when Ramsey was on the ball, Mike, there was absolutely no movement for him whatsoever. He had nowhere to go for ages.
Good noise from the Arsenal fans in the meantime. They may not make any noise at the Emirates, but they are here at Old Trafford. 4,000 or 5,000 of them away to our right. It's a corner kick to Arsenal near side of the field, 0-0, and Robin Van Persie to take the corner. Giroud's gone into the penalty area. In goes the corner kick. De Gea doesn't come for it, and it's headed away by Koscielny, off balance behind, and it's a goal kick to Manchester United. De Gea didn't want to know there.
Well, he came a little bit. He came about 3 or 4 yards out, and then decided he wasn't going to get there, which was the right decision in the end.
That was probably the most alarming thing, wasn't it, the game against Spurs, when he just completely failed in the air, and Tottenham nearly scored. They hit the post, didn't they?
I think, we talked about the thing about being a goalkeeper for Manchester United. Got to have massive concentration, Mike. Long spells in a game where your team has the ball all the time, and all of a sudden breakaway. That's when you have to make the save, and I wonder if it was a little bit down to that.
They've lost the great Dutchman, Van der Sar. The Dutchman that's been catching my eye in goal this season has been Swansea's goalkeeper, who really has started the season really well. Now we've got an injury problem to Evra, I think, who's just
Cleverley as well.
Has Cleverley
got a problem?
Evra's just going to have a drink of water, and Cleverley's got a cut
on his right eye.
So if you're joining us, 19 minutes gone at Old Trafford. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 5 was the big result earlier. Newcastle beat Fulham by 2-1. Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 4 in the Championship. Celtic had a 2-0 win against St Mirren. Rangers are 1 up against Aberdeen. Watford are trailing 1-0 at home to Birmingham City. Those are the latest scores, as Cleverley has treatment for a problem with an eye. A little cut above it, I think.
It's one of those nicks that actually bleeds profusely, and I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Got the stick on it. We've played 20 minutes it's 0-0. It's been mainly Manchester United. Arsenal had a few moments on the break, and now here come United. Lovely running from Nani. Traore in the end covers Nani, and I think they're appealing that Traore got his boot in there, and they're saying it was a back pass, but it wasn't. It went to the goalkeeper. So United at the moment down to 10 men as Jenkinson bursts down the right-hand side, near side. Walcott and Van Persie are waiting. Goes to Rosicky, cleverly still off the field. Rosicky took too long there against Patrice Evra. Rooney doesn't cut it out, and it's Ramsey now into feet for Walcott. Walcott taking on Johnny Evans. Walcott slid the ball across, and it was too far away from Robin Van Persie, and it goes behind the flag over on the far side for a Manchester United goal kick.
Yeah, I think because of his pace, Theo Walcott, when he broke, I don't think anyone, even Van Persie, could have realised or could have probably got in there on the end of it.
Balance of power at the moment in the game?
Still Manchester United.
Sir Alex Ferguson probably disappointed.
Well, that
his team haven't gone in front.
Yeah, just played 2 or 3 minutes with 10 men.
Yeah. De Gea's kick out of the area to Anderson, gets it back again, and then gives it accurately to Jones, who's recovered from that injury down the right-hand side. And appeal for handball, it's given, I think, against Arshavin. Free kick to Manchester United.
Tell you what, he's a lucky boy. He's been booked, don't forget, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Was he?
Yeah.
Early on, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got booked for the clash with Jones.
I think you're right. Now, great running from Evra, near side, United's left, Arsenal galloping back, Evra in the penalty area, slides it in behind everybody, and Arsenal clear. It was Traore who booted it to this near side.
Mike,
that was very quick from Evra, and in the end it was played behind them all.
You didn't see Jenkinson's position. He was actually in midfield. I don't know what had happened to him.
Throw-in taken. Ashley Young of Manchester United. Little back heel from Young. Got the call from Evra. Evra's ball in towards Rooney. Good header away from Koscielny. Drops to Anderson though. Anderson loops it in towards Welbeck. Giroud struggling. Welbeck's header and a goal for Manchester United. It's been coming. 21 and a half minutes gone. Koscielny really at fault. Should have cut it out. Welbeck scores, and it's Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0, and another goal for Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, well played Danny Welbeck, because he got himself in there and he just bustled the Arsenal centre-backs out of the way. It was just like a flick past edge of the box from Anderson. It bounced, and as it bounced, Welbeck just attacked it, and the two central defenders, Giroud and Vermaelen, almost were statuesque, never moved, and Welbeck, he's pinched a goal there.
I think I read a stat that Welbeck's last 5 goals have all been headers in the Premier League. Well, there's another one. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0. It was always going to be a really, really big ask for this Arsenal team here today. It's even more so now. Once more the defence has been found wanting. Danny Welbeck's taken full advantage. It's 1-0 at the halfway point of the first half, and here's Alan Green.
Well, I blame Koscielny and Giroud.
Well, more Giroud. Giroud just sort of got himself out of the way. At least Koscielny then came and tried to challenge.
Absolutely awful defending by Arsenal. Goodness gracious.
They don't need a centre-back though.
It is terrible. Here's Evra for Manchester United, rushing forward, falls over in the penalty area, tries to regain his footing, also tries to block Jenkinson's attempted clearance. Run back by Nani. He finds Evra, and Arsenal a goal down, and very easily this could get into a rout.
Well, Jenkinson,
they're playing so badly, Arsenal.
The right back looks and is playing as a very inexperienced player.
Rooney towards Smalling into the penalty area. Smalling in his right foot shoots across the face of goal, wide.
Well, he's brilliant to get himself in there and engineer half a yard. And you know what he's done, Alan? The classic defender in the opposition penalty area. He's tried to hit it too hard.
Too many poor performances by Arsenal players, particularly in defence. Too many passengers further upfield, like Rosicky or Shavin, and I've got to say Van Persie. Walcott's done nothing. Goodness. They are a complete shambles. Arshavin though sprints forward, can't find Walcott with a pass. It's played back by clever De Gea. His clearance not collected properly by Welbeck. Here's Ramsey, one of the few Arsenal players who doesn't deserve criticism at the moment. 24 minutes played here on 5 Live at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0, after Manchester City won 5-1 at Tottenham earlier today. They are breathtakingly poor, Arsenal. Ramsey
They're ordinary
Chauvin.
at best, aren't they? Ordinary.
Traore on the far side of the field. Traore now approaching the United penalty area, tackled by Smalling, and the ball breaks kindly for United, and then the clearance by Jones wasn't collected by Nani as it should have been, and it's out for an Arsenal throw-in.
I think it needed to be Nani's feet, wasn't it? Jones had time to bring the ball down and just pass it on the carpet.
Throw-in for Arsenal goes back to Ramsey, and Ramsey towards the near side, and Giroud probably most culpable for Welbeck's goal. Now Coquelin, who's actually done quite well for a young player, out of position as a holding midfielder, gets the ball again just left of the centre circle. Coquelin, where's the width? There isn't any at the moment. It's with Rosicky now to the right full back. Jenkinson midway inside the United half. Rosicky once more. Walcott and Van Persie central. Rosicky goes to Walcott, who'd come off the United defence. Finds Arshavin back towards Walcott. Walcott pulled down. Penalty kick, surely.
He's given
penalty kick. Evans was at fault, no question.
Yeah, Ashley Young's just gone to berate the fourth official, but fairness to him, his flag went across his chest straight away. Theo Walcott got half a yard on Johnny Evans, and it just looked like Johnny Evans just clipped him as Walcott was about to run onto the ball. What'd be interesting to see, Alan, whether he was actually going to get that ball before it went out.
Well, he pulled the player back. It's a penalty kick without question, and now completely against the run of play, Arsenal have an opportunity to level the scoreline. It's their new captain, Van Persie. De Gea in goal. Now, big moment for the new Manchester United goalkeeper. Even more important for the new Arsenal captain. His side trailing 1-0 here at Old Trafford. 27 minutes played. Hardweb trying to make sure everybody's back where they are. Here comes Van Persie. Left foot shot. Saved by De Gea. Terrible penalty.
Yeah, very good save though. What will that do to his confidence, by the way?
I just thought it was a weak penalty by Van Persie. Goalkeeper makes a choice about which way to go, but you've got to hit it harder than that. De Gea
bit of both, wasn't it?
Corner to Arsenal, played in from the left, and it skips over the head of Van Persie. That just sums up his first 27 minutes. Actually, the first 27 minutes for Arsenal. It remains Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0. Young, who was booked for dissent after the penalty was awarded, by the way, runs down the left side. He wins a throw-in, hustling Jenkinson into a mistake. Young takes the throw to Anderson. Anderson, Stratford end of Old Trafford, running towards the penalty area, but his attempted pass doesn't find its target, and here's the errant Van Persie with Ramsey to his left. Rosicky available too. Ramsey ignores Rosicky, tried to find Walcott. Walcott had broken forward too quickly and was offside. Free kick to Manchester United.
Listen to the cheering for the goalkeeper.
Well, it'll be a big lift for him. I just think Van Persie made it quite easy. Cleverly, back to Evans, who was certainly guilty of fouling the Arsenal player, leading to the penalty. Walcott, now it's Rooney down the left side. Rooney, edge of the penalty area, crosses, takes a deflection, headed away poorly by Arsenal. Young collects it, yard outside the penalty, on his right foot, great shot, great goal! Wonderful strike by Ashley Young. Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0.
Well, we had the perfect view of that, didn't we? When he just moved the ball out of his feet as he cut in from the left, some kind of 10 yards alongside the 18-yard box, and it just curled beautifully. You knew as soon as it left his foot, it was nesting in the back of the net. Brilliant.
What's your money on? 4 goals, 5 goals? I think Manchester City's total of 5 could easily be equal by Manchester United here.
Well, as you said before, there's quite a few very poor performances. Take nothing away from Manchester United, but Arsenal are absolutely all over the place.
Abject.
The right back, he should be excused. He's young, very inexperienced. He's getting absolutely no help whatsoever from in front of him, Alan.
I can't read Mike's writing, sorry. Premier League penalties this season?
7 missed out of 10.
7 missed out of 10?
Unless it said 24 Anadan 3 times a day or something.
I think that was a prescriptive note from Michael, but definitely well meant. Here's Walcott for Arsenal. Arsenal could have been level at 1-1. Instead they're 2-0 down. And we've only played 29 minutes. Jenkinson down the right side, plays it off the shins of Evra, and it's out for an Arsenal throw-in, a couple of yards from the corner flag in the Manchester United half. Arsenal right. Jenkinson to take the throw-in. We're bringing news of a goal at Hearts in a moment through Brian McLaughlin, but we'll do it now since Arsenal waste their throw. Brian McLaughlin.
Why not, Alan? Yes, it's a goal for Hearts, coming 6 minutes before half-time. Ryan Stevenson, the finishing of a terrific move that involved Jamie Hamill and Ian Black. There was Stevenson just 6 yards out to hammer the ball into the back of the net. Hearts deservedly in front. Hearts 1, Hibs 0.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we could have a scenario tonight where two huge North London clubs, have a point between them at the start of the season. Arsenal would be 8 points behind Manchester United. Arshavin shoots, De Gea spills the save, Van Persie shoots again, it hits the Spaniard goalkeeper and he's lucky to get away with it.
Well, it's the second one because it hit him a little bit, but the first one, he shoveled it way out to the right hand side, and it just happened to be that Van Persie was there, but he was really quick in terms of getting his position again, De Gea.
So he's been quite busy actually, De Gea. Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0 here on 5 Live in the BBC coverage of the Barclays Premier League. Smalling to Cleverley, good ball by Cleverley, quickly played to Rooney. Nani with a run forward, Rooney crosses deeper, looking for Welbeck, who heads it wide, but he should have been on target.
Yeah, should have scored. Great ball, it was a Roy the Rovers diving header, wasn't it? Bottom corner. Great ball by Rooney, lovely ball as well played into him. He's hit it on the run early, curling away from Chesney, and Welbeck should actually have scored. Should be 3-0.
Without question. Hernandez is warming up.
Wouldn't you be? Remember me.
Well, look, I think Welbeck's got great talent, but he's not a patch on Hernandez for me.
Not yet, no.
Should have scored there. Should have been his second goal after the first one was presented to him by shambolic defending from Koscielny and Giroud.
Rosicky lost the ball again.
Well, there's a surprise. Nani on the far side of the field, into Cleverley in the penalty, pulls it back towards Rooney, just knocked up into the air by Koscielny, and is properly cleared by Ramsey, at least away from the immediate danger area. And then Coquelin hustling Anderson, and Anderson fouls him. Free kick to Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm not sure who said it on Wednesday night about papering over the cracks with Arsenal's result in Udine.
I said it this afternoon.
Well, but somebody said it straight away on Wednesday night. It might have been Darren Fletcher. How right he was.
I'm surprised at how limp this display is from Arsenal. And unfortunately, Ramsey's just taking part in it now by overhitting a pass beyond Van Persie, straight out of play for a throw-in. He put his head in his hands. And
Alan,
I haven't seen a close-up of Arsene Wenger for a while, but he must have his head in his hands.
Alan, Arshavin, Van Persie, Rosicky,
waste of time.
Giroud, abject at best. It's nearly half your outfield players.
Repeat though, they've 9 players missing, 3 of them suspended, all of whom would have expected to start today.
Stepanovs will get in this team.
Yeah. Terry Neal might get in the team, as he is now.
No, he's only got one shoe.
That's enough. Jenkinson with a throw in to Giroud. Back to Jenkinson. And here's Koscielny on to the far side, and Traore. We're seeing Arsene Wenger now, who's looking pained, let's say, leaning back in these comfortable coaching seats at Old Trafford.
Did he really say that the season starts on the 10th of September?
Yes, he did. Home to Sunderland.
It's not the shooting season, is it?
Walcott on the far side of the field. As our engineer enjoyed that crack. 12 minutes to go to half time at 5 Live. Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0. It could be far more than that, and I fear for Arsenal that it will be far more than that.
Well, thing is, Mike made the point before, look at the bench.
Yeah, and look at Arsenal's bench.
That's what I mean, I meant Arsenal's bench.
Oh, Arsenal's bench. Well, tell us what you know about Ajukup or Sunu.
Yeah, all right.
Answers on a postage stamp, please. Young caught there by Arshavin, but Manchester United had the ball. Advantage play. Evans plays it upfield. Welbeck pulled his hamstring. Done his hamstring. Without question, chasing after that ball, Hernandez limber up even more. You're coming on, son.
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. After what, almost 35 minutes, how someone's hamstring goes, I'll never know. I've done it myself.
Why, Mark?
I don't know. I really don't. He's warm. He's been running. He's been sprinting. I have absolutely no idea.
Well, he's going off now, and
Straight
Hernandez will replace him without question. Wayne Rooney getting fresh instruction. That's really tough for Welbeck, having started the season so well.
Yeah, it's a real tough blow.
Goal today.
Mind you, Arsenal will be delighted Hernandez is coming on.
Oh yeah, that'll make it a lot easier, won't it? So Chicharito, or I think that's what the name is on his back.
Is there a 606 tonight?
Yes, sure there is.
We need a physio, don't we, to explain to us why that happens with your hamstring.
Well, in the absence of physio, I'm sure Robbie Savage will be able to explain. Hernandez comes on, and unfortunately Welbeck's gone off, of course. Well, we're just getting a note from the producer. Arsenal are actually at home to Swansea on the 10th, not Sunderland. So if the quote from Arsene was accurate, he's completely lost the plot. Oh dear. Sunderland at home to Chelsea that day. Oh, I don't want to think about it. That's not fair. That's not fair. Fill in the name of the opposition, but the quote was definitely Arsenal season starts on the 10th.
Well, the other problem is 3 days to go to the deadline. If they're on the end of a 3 or 4 here, who's going to come to them, play for them?
Rosicky to Van Persie, left of the United penalty area, back to Arshavin. Arshavin holds off Jones. Arshavin turns away again, back to Rosicky. Arshavin once more, 25 yards out. Shot is high and very wide. And it's half time at Hearts for McLaughlin.
Yeah, Hearts 1, Hibernian 0. Ryan Stevenson with his third goal of the season, giving Hearts a deserved lead. Saying that, Matt Thornhill missed a glorious opportunity to equalise for Hibs just before the break. Half time here at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Hibs 0.
Here we play nearly 37 minutes in the first half in the Barclays Premier League. Manchester United 2, Arsenal 0 here on 5 Live. Smalling to Jones, into Cleverley. I haven't noticed any real alteration up front. I don't know what the instruction Rooney was receiving, but he's still roaming and always dangerous, though he's lost the ball there to the youngster Coquelin. Then he wins it back, Rooney. Back it goes to Anderson. Rooney, Evra the captain, in the absence of Vidic, and Evra moving in field, finding Nani. Nani is Smalling, breaking forward down the right side and accurately. Oh, I thought he had played the pass accurately, but it was a little too strong.
Yeah. And
it's out ahead of Smalling, out of play for a throw.
Mind you, Arshavin looked bothered, like he was going to track him back.
Oh yeah.
Not.
You can count on that. Not. Throw into Arsenal, who trail 2-0 at Old Trafford, and it could be worse. They've got another throw in, midway inside their own half. Traore operating at left back. Gibbs is one of the absentees, and my goodness, they're missing Vermaelen.
Yeah,
who's probably one of the very few players who's actually impressed in the opening weeks of the season for Arsenal. Jones to Rooney for Manchester United, to Young, who was clattered into by Giroud and fouled twice by Giroud, as if the first time wasn't enough.
You made the point, and quite rightly, Alan, about Arsenal missing so many players, 11. But if Manchester United had 11 players missing, they'd still have a formidable team.
Yes, they would.
That's the point that everyone's trying to make to Arsene Wenger about the depth of squad and the quality of those players in the squad.
He's stubborn.
Well,
I can't think of any other explanation. He's stubborn. Free kick to Manchester United, nearly 30 yards from goal. Nani might have a pop. Rooney's around, Anderson's around. Nani clearly suggesting it's his. 7 minutes to half time. 2-0 to Manchester United. Hardweb's got the wall back the full 10 yards, and Rooney comes forward, leaves it for Nani. Nani should try to put it, it's dipping but not quickly enough, and it's over the crossbar.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a nothing, wasn't it? Hit it with the instep, tried to curl it. Never going to beat, she says.
Still thinks he's Ronaldo. Goal at Watford for Steve May.
Yes, it's an equaliser for Watford. Watford 1, Birmingham City 1. The scorer, Marvin Sordell. It's been coming, I can tell you, but a wonderful individual goal. He lashed it in from 20 yards into Myhill's far left-hand corner. It's Watford 1, Birmingham 1.
It's a blustery afternoon in Manchester, quite chilly, threat of rain in the air, but nothing but delight for Manchester United fans so far in this usually titanic game against Arsenal. So far it's very straightforward. That looked like a foul on Young. Now Jenkinson's got a problem. It's going to be at least a yellow card. Young was approaching the penalty area.
Only be a yellow, Alan. The ball was going away from the goal, surely.
Well, you hope that Hardweb's only producing yellow, and it is. Just a yellow card.
I think that's the right decision.
That's enough.
Why they're arguing with the referee, Lord alone knows. What is their problem?
Pulled him down. And this free kick is in an area that surely Wayne Rooney will take charge here.
Yeah.
And tell Nani to back off.
I just wonder it might be a little bit too near in terms of getting the ball up and over the wall and down in towards the goal.
It's only a yard from the edge of the penalty area, slightly to the left of the D. Anderson's across there, so too is Ashley Young, and Nani's still in the vicinity. But Wayne Rooney sort of standing obscuring the ball from others as if,
look, I'm going to
take this.
See what Anderson's doing. Look, standing in front of the goalkeeper.
Oh dear.
So he can't see. Do you see it?
Yeah, I do see it. Now, if the ball goes straight into the net, why is he not in an offside position?
Well, he won't be interfering, will he, in the stupid rule?
Anyway, the free kick is about to be taken by Manchester United. 4 minutes to go to half-time. They're leading 2-0. Teed up for Rooney. Rooney shot into the net. Rooney scores again, and it's an emphatic first half for Manchester United. Manchester United 3, Arsenal 0.
Great free kick. Great free kick. Just played into the man who just stopped the ball. Rooney just moves a yard to his right-hand side and just curls it into the top corner. Brilliant.
Anything City can do, Manchester United will try to do. City won 5-1 at Tottenham, and you do worry for Arsenal the way things are going here at Old Trafford.
Well, one of the reasons you'd worry is not just the fact it's 3-0, is because 4 or 5 of them don't look as though they're bothered. I mean, I find that unbelievable.
Well, United, I think, are probably looking better for the poverty of Arsenal's display.
Yeah, but even so, you've still got to beat the team that you play against.
Ramsey coming forward from the kick-off now. Ramsey plays it to Arshavin. Arshavin edge of the penalty. Shot takes a couple of deflection. Ramsey has an opportunity. Can't squeeze room for the shot, and it should be cleared by Smalling, and he is out of play. It goes for throw-in.
Ramsey was unlucky because he actually worked himself half a yard, and when he went from right to left, about to clip it left foot toward goal, I think he started to slip. Throw-in
taken by Traore on the far side of the field, and then he, having taken the return pass, tries to make progress. It falters. Rooney, the latest goal scorer, back to Anderson. Anderson couldn't find Nani. Koscielny to Jenkinson near side of the field, and the young man comes forward and stabs it to Walcott. Where's Walcott been over the last 10 or 15 minutes? He's tackled there by Ashley Young.
Well, he's not been in front of Jenkinson, that's for
ball
certain.
breaks to Rosicki. Jenkinson then crosses too deep. It's behind for a goal kick.
I wonder what he says at half-time, Wenger. Love to know. Apparently doesn't speak for the first 5 minutes, does he?
He just let him think about it.
Well, yeah, no, and lets him get a cup of tea and maybe change the boots and the strip, and then he says because he thinks 15 minutes is too long.
Maybe 19 minutes is too long to have to play.
But what he means is actually, he said if I speak to him the first 5 minutes, after 10 they'll have forgotten what I said.
Anderson streaks the ball away towards the right side towards Nani, headed away by Traore, collected by Smalling. Well done, Smalling, finding Nani. Nani's cross in towards Hernandez, intercepted by Koscielny behind for a corner.
Yeah, well done Koscielny this time, certainly, but again it's Manchester United players in that final third, Alan, they just deliver all the time, don't they? If the ball's on, they just play it.
Goodness, we're not even out of August yet, but it's like, it feels like the surrender of North London this weekend.
Have you seen where Rooney is?
What is Rooney doing?
You know why? He's only got 10 yards to walk.
Completely unmarked. The corner came in and it's caught easily by Szczesny. What's the theory behind Rooney being out there?
I think he thought ref might blow for half time and he was straight in, wasn't he? Into the dressing room.
Right.
He was in for a pie and mushy peas.
Or a visit to a little cubicle, I don't know. But I think we've got some time to be added on until we see how quickly Wayne Rooney makes to the dressing room. He's scored one of 3 Manchester United goals here so far in the first half, and they're not flattered by it. Ashley Young chips the ball behind Smalling and straight out of play it goes. Throw in. Young say sorry.
Well, you tend to forget about his goal, don't you? Great, wasn't it?
Excellent. Manchester United 3, Arsenal 0, and we're about to be told by the 4th official how much extra pain Arsenal will have to endure before the 5 minutes of silence from Arsene Wenger. Jones heads the ball back. We've got 3 added minutes at the end of the first half.
Just what you need.
And of course, De Gea also saved a penalty, remember, from Van Persie.
Yeah.
That could have altered things. I don't think Arsenal were playing well enough to have deserved a 1-1 scoreline, but nevertheless the lift that would have given them. As it was, Van Persie's soft spot kick was easily saved. Arsenal free kick, Koscielny to take it, plays it to Giroud. Giroud onto Jenkinson, near side of the field, Arsenal right, back to Koscielny. Koscielny takes it on his midriff and on to the far side, and Traore now to Walcott on the left flank for a change. Walcott into Rosicky, onto Ramsey. Ramsey chips the ball forward. Arshavin heads it back to Walcott. Awkward for Walcott to take, but it's hoofed in the air by Jones, and then Young only belted the ball back into his penalty area. Smalling headed it clear. Then Nani did enough to put off the Arsenal challenge, and United still keep possession with Anderson to Cleverly. 2 minutes of added time still to go. Now Rooney spots Szczesny off his line, shoots from long range. Szczesny gets back and saves.
Yeah, good vision, but Szczesny knew, didn't he? He was always going to save it.
You would hope for his sake, or he would never live it down. Rosicky over the halfway line, left of the centre circle, flicks it back to Arshavin, on to Ramsey. Ramsey to Jenkinson. Jenkinson up to the edge of the penalty, and then his first touch was poor. Evans plays it back to De Gea, and De Gea's first time clearance towards Rooney, who's being pushed in the back by Giroud. Giroud got away with it. Ball breaks to Ashley Young. Young feeds it through the middle towards Nani. Szczesny out of his penalty area, and he whacks it up to the centre circle. Chested down by Rosicky to Coquelin. Coquelin to Rosicky once more, and then it's given away straight to Jones. Van Persie can't have touched the ball all that often in this first half.
His most memorable touch was the penalty.
Which wasn't memorable at all. Anderson drills it forward. Rooney after it. Rooney is offside. Hard to spot there. A few stewards in yellow on that far side, and I'm trying to spot the yellow flag of the assistant. Got it in the end, and Arsenal got the free kick in the end.
That would be the checkered flag, though, would it?
Whatever it is, you know what it is. Well, it's, hold on a second, it's checkered. It's white and red. What? Give me a chance.
I think you find it's yellow and red.
Yes, yellow and red. Okay. And what more do you know about Sunu?
Me think there lies a problem here.
Arshavin, terrible cross. Only half cleared. Arshavin gets it back, edge of the tee. Rosicky into the penalty area. Walk up with a chance, shoots below the legs of De Gea. De Gea at fault again, and Arsenal have a goal back. Manchester United 3, Arsenal 1.
Yeah, well done, Walcott. Just passed through, real sort of tight angle. He's hit it at the goalkeeper, who's gone down a bit like Bambi. His legs are all over the place, and it's actually gone straight through his legs as well. 3-1.
Well, it's as well he's got such a contribution further upfield for Manchester United, because that was definitely a goalkeeping mistake.
A strange way he was, Alan, the way he set himself.
Oh dear. Just seeing the replay, which is even worse than the first sight. We've had our added time. Referee Hardware blows his whistle, and reflect, Mark, if you will, on a 3-1 scoreline, which could have been 6-1.
Yeah, it could certainly have been 6-1, and I think, you know, quite a few of the performances of some of the Arsenal players have been very, very poor. At least 4 of them. Manchester United have been at the most rampant. They started high tempo, but in saying that, after the first goal, Welbeck capitalised on a mistake by the 2 centre-backs. Honestly, that Van Persie had a great chance to make it 1-1, and then the next thing is Manchester United go down the other end. They scored 2 sensational goals afterwards, goals 2 and 3 from Young and from Rooney. A reply by Walcott, but I have to say that this scoreline could be anything in Manchester United's favour.
As it is, it's Manchester United 3, Arsenal 1.
And they'll have to win by 5 clear goals if they're to join Manchester City at the top of the table. Manchester City beating Spurs 5-1 at White Hart Lane earlier today. Reaction to come from that and Newcastle's 2-1 win over Fulham. West Brom against Stoke is still going on, but the deadlock has been finally broken. Alistair Bruce Ball.
We're into 4 minutes of added time. Stoke scored in the 90th minute of the game. There's a volley here from Malumbu which goes flashing wide. So it's West Brom 0, Stoke 1, which if West Brom lose will mean 3 straight defeats at the start of the season. It is a goal that will have to be watched on Match of the Day 2 tonight. There is some controversy about it. A long ball came bouncing through to the edge of the West Brom area. Gabriel Tamas was trying to shepherd it back to Ben Foster. Ben Foster came out, put his hands up, and he claims he had the ball in both hands and it was kicked out of them by Ryan Shotton, who came in with the challenge with his foot up. I don't think Foster ever had the ball under control, and I think the reason he is claiming that he did is basically to make up for an embarrassing mistake by himself. I don't think he had both hands on it. I think he could have been braver. It's West Brom 0, Stoke 1. It's been an awful game, I have to say. We've got 2 minutes of added time to be played, but I think Ben Foster, former Stoke keeper, by the way, that was where he started his career, was at fault for the goal. Ryan Shotton has scored. West Brom 0, Stoke 1.
Well, they are specialising in late goals, aren't they, Stoke, with equaliser at Norwich not so long ago, with Kenwyne Jones scoring in the 94th minute. It was, last time we heard from Steve May at Vicarage Road, Watford 1, Birmingham 1, but there have been 2 goals. Steve?
Yes, it's Watford 2, Birmingham City 2 now. It looks as if we're looking at Watford's first home point of the season. They've scored their first home goals of the season, so they'll be quite delighted about that. And in fact, Martin Taylor, big Martin Taylor, formerly, of course, of Birmingham City, has just equalised with a header after Myhill failed to hold a shot, and that was just after Chris Wood had put Birmingham back in the lead. Terrible defending from Watford on the right hand side. They left Wood completely out on his own. Wood cut in and placed it past Loach. That was a second goal for Birmingham, and then the equaliser, as I say, from Martin Taylor. We're still playing here. It's Watford 2, Birmingham City 2.
In the Clydesdale Bank Premier League today, 2 goals from Gary Hooper in the first half gave Celtic a 2-0 win at St Mirren. Rangers hoping to go above them, playing Aberdeen today. Ian Turner.
We're into stoppage time at the end of the game. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, and Rangers will be going back to the top of the league, and it looks as if they will extend their unbeaten home record against Aberdeen to 37 games. Stephen Davis expertly put Rangers in front in 15 minutes. The only highlight of a terrible first half. Been much better in the second. Aberdeen have pushed at every opportunity. Ricky Foster really should have made it 1-1 with a diving header after Alan McGregor had pushed out a Scott Vernon shot from 20 yards, but he only hit the bar with that and over it went, and there went Aberdeen's chances of at least, if not a victory, a famous draw. We've got about 1 minute of added time to go. It's Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0.
How Hibs could do with a bit of luck or just a goal at Hearts today. Hibs bottom of the table. Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, and they need a goal certainly to get back into this game. They trail by 1-0. We're just a minute now into the second half. Ryan Stevenson scoring the only goal so far just 6 minutes before half time, but it was a deserved half time lead for the home side. Hibs though came out strong in the second half and already had one shot on goal. Ivan Sproul from 25 yards testing Marion Kello, but they just can't get through. Hearts 1, Hibs 0.
Well, it sounded like Rangers were cruising to victory towards the end of their game against Aberdeen, but there's been another goal. Who's got it? Ian Turner.
Yeah, Rangers have it. It's now 2-0 Rangers. It's Stephen Naismith with his 4th of the season. It was a free kick from 20 yards fired in. A terrible fumble by Aberdeen goalkeeper David Gonzalez, and there was Naismith from 2 yards to prod it home, and it will now be Rangers 3 points. They lead Aberdeen 2-0.
If you missed it earlier, all sorts of shenanigans at the World Athletics Championships, with Usain Bolt being disqualified for a full start in the 100 metres, and also Mo Farah getting silver for Great Britain in the 10,000 metres. Reaction to come from there. More on the World Rowing Championships, and obviously reaction to the Formula 1 Grand Prix won by, who else? Sebastian Vettel. But before all that, let's get the latest news from Lucy Gray.
Online at bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Libyan opposition say they're urgently searching for nearly 50,000 prisoners captured by Colonel Gaddafi's forces before he went on the run. It's feared they've been locked in secret underground bunkers and have been abandoned by their captors. A man's been arrested on suspicion of attempting to murder 2 police officers during the riots in London. They were hit by a car while trying to stop looting. Another man was arrested and bailed earlier this month. 60-mile-an-hour winds have been battering New York, causing flooding in parts of lower Manhattan. The whole of the city's transit system has been shut down. The cost of the damage caused by the storm across America's east coast is expected to reach billions of dollars. A man's died in a crash at a dragster race at York Raceway. The driver, who's described as very experienced, lost control at the finish line and the car rolled over several times. And hundreds of extra police are on duty at the Notting Hill Carnival in London. They've been given extra stop and search powers because of the recent riots. And a quick look at the roads. There's been an accident on the M50 in Gloucestershire. One lane's closed on the westbound carriage between Junction 1 at Tewkesbury and Junction 2 at Ledbury. Traffic's easing on the M8 in Renfrewshire. Broken down vehicle on the westbound carriage at Junction 26 has been moved. An earlier accident has now been cleared on the M6 northbound in Cumbria. That's at Junction 37 in Kendal. And there are road closures around Ladbroke Grove in London because of the Carnival and in Manchester because of Manchester Pride. Lucy Gray, 5 Live Travel.
Online now, listen again to my week at the Edinburgh Festival. Richard Bacon. A jam-packed week full of interviews with performers and headliners, including Ed Byrne, Al Murray and Russell Kane.
What's worse is I go on stage, satirise them, sneer and mock at them, and then go home, have a glass of Beaujolais and enjoy the final. Yeah. It's so beautiful. She's got kids, so it means more. Her voice is improved on an intrinsic level by the fact she has children.
Click bbc.co.uk/5 Live.
5 Live Sport on a Sunday afternoon, or is it almost evening, with Ian Payne. Mark Chapman and Robbie Savage will follow this programme at 6:06 after 6. They want to hear from Man United fans, obviously. Are City still just your noisy neighbours or a little bit louder? Arsenal fans, what can Wenger do before Wednesday to give you a chance this season? City fans, do you see a title-winning side today? And can Spurs kiss goodbye to any hopes of a top 4 spot this season? Will that result see Redknapp getting extra busy between now and Wednesday? And will Luka Modric be trying the great escape before then? Scott Parker, is he on his way to Tottenham? And Forest fans, 4-1 defeat at the City Ground. What went wrong? Lines open from 5 o'clock, so in exactly 3 minutes' time. 0500 909 693. You can text 85058. Loads of good sport coming up on 5 Live this week. The Monday Night Club from 7 o'clock tomorrow with Mark, Steve Claridge and John Motson. On Tuesday, Pat Nevin's got a special programme. In search of the perfect 10. Can Britain ever produce a Messi or a Zidane? And a big push for Wednesday with the transfer window special. Ian Dennis and Dan Rowan will bring you all the breaking news as the transfer window draws to a close. Will Arsenal get somebody? How much will they pay for him? Studio guests include Robbie Savage, David Pleat and Martin Keown. And don't forget, on Friday evening on 5 Live Sport, it's live international qualifying football with Bulgaria playing England in their new away strip. It's blue, if you haven't seen it. Should also say Match of the Day 2 tonight should be fantastic. So many goals from all the games today, particularly from Manchester. 10:30 with Colin Murray on BBC One. Alan Hansen is one of his guests. OK, full time at Vicarage Road. Steve May.
Yes, Watford 2, Birmingham City 2. A very exciting finish for the Watford fans at the end of this match, as Martin Taylor had a free header into Boaz Myhill's goal after Mile had failed to deal with a 20-yard shot. Moments before that, Chris Wood had seemingly given Birmingham the win. This was after Marvin Siddell had levelled Adam Rooney's first half goal. Probably in the end the right result for both sides, and certainly for Watford it was their first home point of the season and their first goals at Vicarage Road this season. Watford 2, Birmingham 2.
In the Clydesdale Bank Premier League, anything that Celtic can do, Rangers can do too. Both went out of Europe and both won 2-0 today. Here's Ian Turner. What's Rangers Aberdeen?
Yes, as you say, they have beaten Aberdeen by 2-0. This was not a good Rangers performance, let me stress that, but it was good enough. Stephen Davis gave them the lead on 14 minutes after being set up by Nikica Jelavic. Ricky Foster really should have equalised in the second half when Alan McGregor palmed a ball right into his path. His diving header, however, hit the bar and went over. And then right at the death, Stephen Naismith was first to pounce on a mistake by the Aberdeen goalkeeper after a free kick. He tapped it in from close range. Rangers go to the top of the lead by beating Aberdeen 2-0.
Now, earlier on this afternoon in the Barclays Premier League, Manchester City put in another really strong performance. Nasri went straight into the side. They're so much more threatening up front than last season. Today they won 5-1 at Tottenham to go to the top of the Premier League. 4 of those goals came from Edin Dzeko, and he's been speaking to Jonathan Pearce.
Could you dream about a start of the season like this?
No, I have to say no, because it's something fantastic, with the team to have after 3 games 9 points, and I scored 6 goals, and it's amazing.
Have you had a goal-scoring spell like this?
I think I never scored 6 goals in I don't know, maybe first 10 games or maybe 15, and now it's 6 in only 3 games.
What is the difference between you, the start of this season, and when you first came to English football last January?
Yeah, when I came was everything difficult for me, because I was the new in the best league in the world, and I said, okay, from the beginning it will be difficult, but then and I didn't have a pre-season with the team, and now I feel much better, much stronger, and after pre-season everything is different, and I know the league better, and the players against we play, everything is different.
How easy is it to play when you have Nasri, Silva, Aguero?
Yeah, of course. I think we played today like a team, fantastic game, and I think also that Nasri will be fantastic for us.
Is it near perfection playing football like this?
I think today was fantastic, but it's just start of the season, and we have 9 points. It's perfect, I can say, but it's a lot of games to the end of the season.
Edin Dzeko with Jonathan Pearce. Dzeko scoring 4 goals today. When Harry Redknapp became the Spurs manager, they were right at the bottom of the Premier League when he took over from Juan de Ramos, and that's exactly where they are now. Not a great start to the season. Bottom of the league after losing their first 2 games of the season to both Manchester teams.
It's been difficult too, obviously 2 very good sides, but today again, for 35 minutes until they scored, we had as many chances as they had. I mean, we were opening them up at will, and it was an end-to-end game. It was a very open game, but it was always going to be an open game because the way they set up today and the way we played today, I end up with, 2 wingers, 2 midfield players who are not defensive-minded, Rafa and behind the striker. Really, we almost played with 6 forwards because we haven't got any defensive-minded midfield players or defensive players that I could even fill the team up with if I wanted to. So that's how we went about it. We were going to slug it out a little bit today. But unfortunately for us, they got the first goal, and they were a threat. I mean, they've got world-class players, forwards, there's no doubt about that. It's only a start. It's 2 games into the season, and when the end of the season comes, we'll be bang there again. I've got no doubts about that.
You like the defensive midfield players today. Is there any movement to bring people in to fill those holes? That the window is coming to the end?
Well, we're looking. We've got 1 or 2 options, and we're hoping to do a couple of bits of business if we can. We have to wait and see. The biggest problem for us has been that, John, I think there's been too much talk about our players leaving. I think it's been a really unsettling pre-season. It's probably the worst pre-season I've ever had since I've been in football. I've not enjoyed it one little bit. Is Lucas staying? Is he going every day, non-stop? It's all we ever get talked about. We've really had, he's a main player for us, and he's been linked every day. Even this morning I'm driving in, suddenly there's a £40 million offer coming in from Chelsea. He's supposed to be playing today. I speak to him up past 11. He tells me he don't know whether he's right to play or not. It's not been the ideal preparation, and then suddenly Crouch is supposed to be going to Stoke. Is he going? He's in my team. We're talking about him going today. I mean, it's been a difficult time.
Is there any truth in those things, or will things progress in the next 24 hours?
No idea. I don't know whether Chelsea have made a £40 million offer. I wouldn't have a clue. They wouldn't. They deal with the chairman with that, and the chairman's stance all along has been he's not going to sell him. So if he sells him now, he's going to leave. It's going to leave us a little bit up the Swanee, isn't it? Really, with about 3 days to go. If you're going to sell him, I'm sure he would have sold him 2 months ago.
Well, they are up the Swanee at the moment, bottom of the league after losing 5-1 today at home to Manchester City. Edin Dzeko scoring 4. Elsewhere, Newcastle won 2-1 against Fulham at St James's Park. Leon Best scored both Newcastle goals. West Brom lost to Stoke by 1-0 at the Hawthorns. In the Championship, West Ham won 4-1 at Nottingham Forest. At Vicarage Road, Watford and Birmingham drew 2-2. And in the SPL, Rangers won 2-0 against Aberdeen. Celtic won 2-0 at St Mirren. And in the Edinburgh Derby, Hearts lead bottom of the table Hibs by 1-0. And at half-time, in the final Barclays Premier League match of the day, Manchester United lead Arsenal by 3-1. What could happen in the second half? Let's rejoin our commentary team at Old Trafford. Mark Lawrenson, Alan Green, and first, Mike Ingham.
Welcome back. It was an eventful first half. The Manchester United revised lineup. Remember, Welbeck got a hamstring injury. He scored the first goal. He got a hamstring injury after 35 minutes and was replaced by Hernandez. So the Manchester United team is De Gea in goal, Smalling, Jones, Evans and Evra. Ferdinand's on the bench today. Then Nani, Anderson, Cleverley, Young, who's scored a terrific second goal for United, and then up front Hernandez and Rooney, who got the third from a free kick. The Arsenal line-up in a moment. Manchester United playing from left to right in the second half. Good challenge coming in from Giroud. What will that goal do for Arsenal just before half-time? Van Persie that doesn't collect it, and Evans knocks it out for a throw in near side. The Arsenal line-up, very unfamiliar line-up. Szczesny in goal, Jenkinson, Koscielny, Giroud and Traore. Coquelin, who did OK really, the youngster in midfield, Ramsey, Rosicky, Walcott, Van Persie and Arshavin. What happened in the first half was that after Welbeck scored for Manchester United, Howard Webb gave a penalty against Manchester United at Old Trafford, and Van Persie missed it, or rather De Gea saved it. So Arsenal failed to equalise. Young made it 2-0, Rooney 3-0, and then right on half-time, as Giroud seems to be holding on to it, right, it was the other way round. Referee's given the free kick to Arsenal.
No, at first it was the right way. Rooney held Giroud before Giroud held Rooney.
And then right on half-time, Walcott beat De Gea very easily. It was a poor goal for the keeper to let in after saving a penalty earlier. Rosicky now into Ramsey in the area, awkward bounce for him, and it just wouldn't come down for him, and Cleverley now bringing the ball out, and he gets away from Aaron Ramsey, still Cleverley. Hernandez wants it near side and he finds him, the Mexican Hernandez on the ball. Cleverley wants the return pass, goes from Nani to Hernandez, should have gone through to Cleverley, but Arsenal block. It's Coquelin there. Of course, the news of Welbeck's injury means that he's out of the England squad. I'm sure he would have been in it tonight for the matches against Bulgaria and Wales. Now it's Andre Arshavin on a yellow card, remember, looking to release Jenkinson. Not a bad ball. Evra comes in with a great challenge, and it's out of the penalty area, and Evans is there now to try and complete the clearance. Evans into Young. Young's scooped ball into Rooney. Rooney against Giroud. The ball drops to Young, and now Rooney once more. The lines are open for 6:06 with Mark Chapman and Robbie Savage. That comes after the game. Eventful day. I'm sure Spurs fans in particular, after the 5-1 home defeat, will want to speak to 6:06. Nani now for Manchester United. Good run into the penalty area. Rooney just couldn't stretch, but Arsenal failed to clear, and Ashley Young has a chance. Young saved at the near post by the keeper. Comes out again, and Ashley Young was almost in for a second time, and I'm not sure if that hit the post as well. It's come to this near side, and it's an Arsenal throw-in, and they were all over the place there defensively.
Oh, Mike, the number of times when Manchester United have been in there and had space in which to decide what to do, Rooney, Young, all those kind of players has been amazing.
Manchester United 3, Arsenal 1. So at the moment it's Manchester 8, North London 2 today in the two games. Earlier Spurs 1, Manchester City 5, and now Evans for Manchester United. And a feature for me of the first half is we saw nothing of Arsene Wenger at all in the technical area. He's left it to Pat Rice today completely, and Pat Rice is there again as Young goes forward, and now Young's gone over, hobbled down, and he of course is another player who can expect international duty next weekend.
I think he's just been caught across the shin, mate. I don't think it's a muscle injury. I think he's caught across the shin by Jenkinson.
Right, free kick to Manchester United. Howard Webb the referee then. Manchester United 3, Arsenal 1. At least Arsenal have managed to avoid going through 3 games at the start. It was a welcome well service. I was just making the point that at least here today, crumb of comfort for Arsenal. At least they've avoided. It's not a free kick, by the way. It's going to be a throw-in over on the far side. At least they've avoided going 3 games at the start of the season without scoring. Had that happened today, it would have been the first time since the early 50s. Walcott's goal right on half-time as Arsenal give the ball back to Manchester United because the game stopped so that Young could receive attention, and now it's Jones. This highly promising centre-back, full-back as well, midfield if necessary. Manchester United and Nani. And Smalling, who had an excellent first half. Great return ball now for Nani. Traore is out of position. Nani into the penalty area. Rooney's waiting, and Nani goes for glory. Selfishly, really. Loops the ball over the bar into the crowd, and Rooney just gives him a look at the far post.
I think it's a glare more than a look. The other thing is, under pressure from Traore, Nani could have gone down in the penalty area. That would have been a penalty. And then secondly, he had to pick Rooney out once he got into the position where he was. The angle was just so tight.
Jenkinson, header down to young Coquelin in midfield. Coquelin now lifts it towards Arshavin on the near side, and Smalling just takes it away from Arshavin, and De Gea clears towards Nani, and Nani can't control it, and it's a throw to Arsenal just in front of Pat Rice down this near side. This is 5 Live and BBC World Service. Manchester United 3, Arsenal 1. United went into a 3-0 lead inside 41 minutes. Arsenal missing a penalty, De Gea saving from Van Persie, and now Arsenal with a goal on half-time, and Walcott was fouled by Evra. I mean, the clearest foul. Howard Webb
flattened him.
Absolutely flattened Theo Walcott, who hasn't moved since then. Webb is just standing over him, and I think he's going to be okay.
He's going to be fine.
Mark, as there's a moment of a break here, just for the World Service in particular, just sum it up what you've seen so far.
Well, men against boys is probably the best summation I could give it. Manchester United by far and away much better than Arsenal in every single department, maybe apart from the goalkeeper. Had a number of chances in the first half, converted 3 of possibly 6. A reply from Arsenal after a missed penalty was from Walcott very, very late. But I think this game's turned into a matter of how many can or how many do, and how many do Manchester United want to score here.
Arshavin for Arsenal. They're playing from right to left, and he loses the ball so easily to Nani, and Nani almost got that through to Rooney. Nani will go in again, though. You'd think United were trailing 3-1. Rooney's onside. Early ball in towards Hernandez. Giroud takes no chances and concedes the corner.
Sorry, Mike. It looked as though, for me, as though Rooney was just off anyway. It's gone now. But again, and you touched on it, the easy way in which Arshavin just lost the ball yet again. Himself and Rosicky have been disgraceful in that department.
The hungrier of the two sides here are leading by 3-1. Manchester United want more goals. Corner kick to them. Header behind by Jenkins, and it's still in play, and it's scraped away by Koscielny. Again, unconvincing at the back from Arsenal. Evans keeps it in and finds Cleverley, the young midfield player. Cleverley cross the field to Evra. Evra, as Manchester United move forward once more. Ashley Young, the scorer of the second goal, finds Rooney, the scorer of the third goal. They're all calling for it. Rooney's ball to Nani on the edge of the area. Challenge came in from Traore, and now it's Rosicky of Arsenal. 3-1 to Manchester United. Arshavin, and now Ramsey, just held up by Jones on the halfway line. Now Coquelin, the young French player, gives the ball away. No, Arsenal have still got it, but they're not progressing. Now Ramsey once more. Ramsey feeds Rosicky. 3-1 to Manchester United. Pat Rice claps his hands down there in the technical area, and Walcott takes over. But there isn't great ambition here from Arsenal. Traore, Van Persie's in the area. Rosicky back to Walcott, who's playing on the left-hand side at the moment. Square ball to Rosicky. Van Persie's calling, and it goes towards Van Persie. Saved by De Gea at the near post. There was no offside, and Van Persie could have scored.
Yeah, he could have scored, and he hit it first time. It's a very good save by De Gea, but he could have actually had another touch, Mike, and then put it from his right foot to his left. I think that would have been 3-2.
Arsenal fans still trying to get behind their team here. 3-1 down. They're still giving plenty of support away in the right corner there. 3-1 though to Manchester United, and now Rosicky getting away, Arshavin getting away from Evra. Andre Arshavin runs a long way with the ball. United defend it. Van Persie chases across to the far side. He's got 2 United players who's never going to get through there. Evra bringing the ball out now for Anderson bringing the ball out, and Cleverley now.
Just got a bit sloppy, Manchester United.
3-1 to Manchester United as Koscielny steps in and Cleverley's in the way. Still Arsenal. They must score the next goal if they have any chance of getting back into the game as the move breaks down. Danger for Arsenal here as they push forward, getting caught on the counter by people like Nani, who's on the ball at the moment. Mike Phelan's come out to try and urge his side to concentrate. 3-1, they lead. Cleverley for Manchester United. Young available down the left-hand side. And it goes now short to Hernandez. Good noise around Old Trafford at the moment as the ball's played down the line to Hernandez over on the left-hand side. Hernandez up against Coquelin. Ashley Young now takes over. Dribbling skills from him. Goes past Jenkinson. Fires it in with too much pace. Rooney won't get that. It's a throw-in near side for Arsenal.
Yeah, great ball. You know, he had to fire it in with pace because he got round the back of everybody and defenders were starting to catch him up. Rooney just couldn't quite get there.
Nearly 10 minutes gone in the second half. I'll remind you of the other scores.
A rare appearance, Mike, of Arsene Wenger on the touchline.
For the first time in the game. And we've played nearly 10 minutes of the second half. He's down there alongside Pat Rice now, having sat really and watched, almost a resigned look on his face in the first half. And now Jenkinson for Arsenal. Into Aaron Ramsey. Is there the character in the Arsenal side to get back? Is there the leadership from Van Persie? Loses the ball to Smalling, and with great long strides, Smalling brings the ball and nobody comes towards him, and Smalling's run a long way with it, and he fired it straight at Theo Walcott, and he'll have to get back inside his own half now, as very crisply Ramsey sends Arshavin on his way. Arshavin inside Jones, still it Arshavin shoots wide. It's a corner though for Arsenal.
Yeah, and I think Jones is just saying to Smalling, you know, you went forward, which is fine, and you gave the ball away. Somebody has to fill in for you, and he's absolutely, totally right, which should have been Nani in that particular instance. Or Shavin should have done better.
Earlier today, Newcastle 2, Fulham 1, Spurs 1, Manchester City 5 with 4 from Dzeko. West Bromwich Albion 0, Stoke City 1. Those are all Premier League results today. It's a corner to Arsenal. It's taken short by Arshavin to Rosicky in, and a good catch from De Gea. Nobody to give it to at the moment. He's cleared it downfield. There's only Hernandez downfield who's offside. In the Championship, Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 4. West Ham brilliant on the road. Watford 2, Birmingham City 2. In Scotland, Celtic 1, 2-0 away to St Mirren. Rangers beat Aberdeen 2-0, and Hearts are leading 1-0 with not a lot of time to go against Hibs. In fact, I think there's another goal there. Here's Brian McLaughlin.
Yeah, midway through the second half, it's now Hearts 2, Hibernian 0. Ian Black's corner in from the right-hand side, headed down by Webster, cleared off the line, but only to Egert Jonsson, who 8 yards out, and he hammered the ball home. Hearts 2, Hibs 0.
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is coming on in a moment for Arsenal. Youngster, of course, they signed from Southampton. So he's coming into the game in a moment. Number 15 just getting fine. That's why Arsene Wenger came out, just to talk to him, really. So Oxlade-Chamberlain is coming on soon for Arsenal. They trail here by 3-1. The ball is with Van Persie. There's nobody in the penalty area. Van Persie's got it, and he just plays it square into Coquelin, and Coquelin was caught in possession by Hernandez, but cleverly has to give it back to his goalkeeper, and De Gea's high clearance to the halfway line should be headed back by Giroud. He's decided to control it and then finds Ramsey. Manchester United 3, Arsenal 1. That was the half-time score here. It's Andre Arshavin, tried a little reverse pass towards Walcott, and now Smalling to bring the ball out for Manchester United. Gives it to Jones. Arsene Wenger jumps up and down. John Cleese style again down there. Not happy. He's speaking to Andre Arshavin at the moment. Oxlade-Chamberlain about to come on. Manchester United building down the left-hand side. Young cuts in against Jenkinson. Jenkinson does well on this occasion though, and the Manchester United players have to regroup in midfield. Anderson holds it and finds cleverly. Back again to Anderson. All the Arsenal players apart from Walcott now back inside their own half as Evans floats one to this near side. Smalling controls it well just down this near side in front of us. Smalling on the edge of the lovely ball into Nani. Smalling's gone for the return. Nani going wide down the right, and still Nani can't get the shot in, delayed it. Rooney frustrated once more. Poor clearance by Arsenal though, as Anderson finds Cleverly looking for a 1-2, but Hernandez should have scored. Hits it straight at the goalkeeper.
Mike, he did the really hard thing, which was getting himself in the penalty area, 2 yards of space, and just passed the ball really to the goalkeeper, to Szczesny more than anything. Just have had another touch.
Well, all the goals so far in this game from English players. That should have been another one from Cleverly, as now Arshavin shoots weakly. The goals have come in from Welbeck, Ashley Young, Wayne Rooney and Theo Walcott. 4 English players scoring in this Premier League game. It's Arsenal trailing by 3-1. The ball refusing to go out of play here so that Oxlade-Chamberlain can come on, and it's back again with De Gea in United's goal in the yellow away to our left. Jones back again to De Gea. 14 minutes gone in the second half. You're listening to 5 Live, BBC World Service, and Arsene Wenger suddenly now has become more animated down there as he looks to get Oxlade-Chamberlain into the game. Interesting to see who he takes off. He's had a little bit more from Arshavin in the second half, mind you, he needed to. The ball is with Cleverly, darts forward for Manchester United and finds Hernandez. Hernandez gets away from his markers. Jones into Anderson. Back again to Jones, and now for Hernandez once more in a deep position. Early ball to the far side of the field, neatly brought down by Evra. Young goes on the outside. Evra coming forward for Manchester United. Another goal and it really will be all over. Hernandez linking up with Young, and now Anderson comes in, finds Rooney. Rooney to Nani, lots of passes. Is there anything here at the end of it as Nani now takes on Traore? Nani's ball in, away by Giroud, and the clearance complete by Ramsey, but Jones meets it with a firm header. Arsenal can't get out of their own half. Evra's there once more, tracking back on the halfway line, and Evans finds Jones.
Great piece of skill by Nani, the way he tricked Traore, wasn't it?
Jones coming forward and then overrunning it as Traore clears very weakly to Smalling. Smalling and Jones, whenever they can, love to come out of their own half. Nani now, a run from Hernandez, diverts a couple of Arsenal players. Rooney now, oh, great ball from Rooney to release Hernandez. Early ball will find Young. Hernandez, though, decides to chip and hangs it high and easy for the goalkeeper to save.
Nani did the exact same thing in the exact same position when Rooney again on this occasion pulled away to the far post, completely unmarked.
Anderson for Manchester United, leading by 3-1, and they've grown again in the last few minutes, Manchester United. Anderson again in the move. Anderson on to Ashley Young. Young shot saved by the keeper. Comes back to Young. Nani should have got it in. He was inside the 6-yard area and didn't get anything on the ball at all. Arsenal still haven't cleared. It's Wayne Rooney of Manchester United. 3-1 they lead. Into Hernandez on the edge of the area. Squirted forward by Hernandez and an offside is given. Hernandez even then can't put the ball in the back of the net, and it's a free kick to Arsenal. Now they can make the change.
Yeah, I think in the end, first saved by Szczesny, but when the ball came to Nani, it's almost though he stood on it, didn't he? It was as though he was actually surprised that the ball came to him. It was a fantastic position to score.
Well, they've let them off the hook a bit in this second half, Manchester United, and is it Coquelin, I think, coming off?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So Coquelin comes off, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain makes his way where? To the far side, I think. Maybe this means Walcott down the centre, does it? No, at the moment Walcott's going to play on the left, so perhaps Arshavin's going to go in behind Van Persie. Yeah. So Oxlade-Chamberlain on down that right far side. 3-1 to Manchester United. All the goals in the first half, and now it's Cleverley, the hard-working midfielder, into Rooney. Lovely return. Cleverley now onto Hernandez. Back comes the defender, and Koscielny did really well there. Had to get that right, otherwise it would have been a penalty if he'd brought down a sending off if he'd brought him down. He was the last defender. Arsenal lose their way completely, and the ball now is collected by De Gea. So Walcott's in the position now where he scored, of course, for them in midweek in Italy against Udinese on the left-hand side.
Scored in the last 3 games, hasn't he?
Yeah. And a throw out by De Gea, who had a very mixed first half, saved a penalty, let one in easily right at the end of the first half from Walcott. Nani now. Nani, great ball to Rooney, lets it run on to Hernandez, and then as Rooney went for the return, he was caught by Giroud. And it's a free kick to Manchester United and a yellow card for Giroud.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether the referee actually saw that. I think he reacted to the crowd as much as anything, and he's given a yellow. In fairness to Howard Webb, Giroud's not made a moan about it whatsoever. He definitely had his hand on his back, Giroud, on Rooney's back.
Well, Rooney's already scored with one free kick. This one is to the right as we look at it. It's 3 yards maybe outside the penalty area. Nani and Ashley Young in conversation with Rooney. Szczesny in the Arsenal goal away to our right. United score now, and it really is game over. Manchester United 3, Arsenal 1 on 5 Live and World Service. 18.5 minutes gone in the second half, and deep in conversation and thought, Rooney, Young, and now they're trying to distract the Arsenal defenders by wanting them back another yard or so. It's touched to Rooney, and Rooney scores for the second time from a free kick. Rooney to Young, and then a little curler from Wayne Rooney finds the back of the net for the second time in this game and wraps it up here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 4, Arsenal 1.
Mike, I'm not sure, because you're concentrating on the taker of the free kick, which was Rooney, whether you saw the goalkeeper. He gambled. He thought once the ball came back to Rooney, he was going to stick it in the top right-hand corner as we look, and Rooney just very cleverly just dinked it over the other side, and I won't say it trickled him, but it just went in really, really easily. The goalkeeper completely hoodwinked.
Well, he's in very good nick at the moment, isn't he, Rooney?
Very good nick.
Which is good news for Fabio Capello and England away to Bulgaria on Friday night. You'll hear that on 5 Live. Manchester United 4, Arsenal 1. And to be honest, there could have been many more goals as well for Manchester United here today if the final ball had been a little more convincing at times. So 4-1 they lead, and it's all up now for Arsenal. 4-1 to Manchester United, 5-1 to Manchester City against Spurs. North London well and truly drubbed today by the City of Manchester. 9-2 at the moment on aggregate. And it's not all over here yet. Great noise around Old Trafford. 20 minutes gone in the second half. And the thing was, Mark, even before Rooney made it absolutely sure, there weren't really convincing signs that Arsenal were going to turn this around.
No, they'd had a little bit of the ball, and Arshavin had a chance, but apart from that, and a save from De Gea from Van Persie, which was good. But no, United looked like it could score at any time.
And Arsene Wenger has sat down now as the corner kick is taken for his team, and it's a good jump and header away by Chris Smalling. Rosicky, very half-hearted from him in the first half, and now it's Van Persie down the right-hand side looking for a 1-2. We're going to have changes here now. Park is coming on in a moment for Manchester United. It's a sort of game, this United-Arsenal, where normally Park would start, but of course he's coming back from injury. He got the only goal in the Premier League game here between these two sides before Christmas last season. And now what a great ball from Ashley Young, from left to right to Smalling. And Jones is galloping on the outside of Smalling. Smalling gets a little bit tangled up, but now he finds Wayne Rooney. Jones calls for it, it goes to Nani, he should be 5-1, and Nani just slots it disdainfully over the line to make it 5-1 to Manchester United. It was 5-1 to Manchester City against Spurs. Here it's 5-1 to Manchester United against the other half of North London, Arsenal. And Nani's goal is celebrated by all and sundry here, and it's a thumping home win.
I tell you what, Mike, watch that goal on Match of the Day 2 tonight. It started by Manchester United's corner flag, and they just played the ball out, and a great change of play ball from Young, and in the end the ball through to Nani. I think it came from Rooney, and he just dinked it over Szczesny, who just committed himself. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, now they're going to really take the foot off the gas here, Manchester United, by making two changes and bringing on two players who started the Champions League final, Ryan Giggs and Park. That was Nani's last kick of the ball in this game. He's been replaced by Giggs. Anderson's going off as well. We are at the halfway point of this. And the other thing, Mark, just before we go to Alan, in the build-up to that game, we had both Jones and Smalling as well breaking out of defence, didn't we, as options to attack. So who's to say that's the end of the scoring yet? Still a quarter of the game to go. It's Manchester United 5, Arsenal 1, and here's Alan Green.
And I feel quite sorry for Szczesny, who's made some outstanding saves for Arsenal, and hasn't had a prayer with any of the goals that have gone past him. And I think Mike's right, the scoring isn't finished. Manchester United 5, Arsenal 1. You listen to 5 Live on the BBC, coverage of the Barclays Premier League. And too many of those Arsenal players out there aren't cutting it. Rosicky, Arshavin, Van Persie, and I have to say too, Walcott, not done a lot. Here's Rosicky to Ramsey. Ramsey onto Jenkinson on the far side. Jenkinson into Oxlade-Chamberlain. Jenkinson once more, and now Ramsey. Still got 22 minutes left for play, remember, here at Old Trafford. Van Persie to Walcott. Left side for Arsenal, left over the edge of the United penalty area. Just dinked the ball in carelessly, hoping to find Van Persie, find a red shirt instead. And here's Wayne Rooney, who scored 2 sumptuous free kicks. Plays it forward to Hernandez, who's onside. Good anticipation by Szczesny, well out of his penalty area to make the clearance. Giggs for Manchester United. To Rooney. Giggs again. Back to Jones.
Alan, there are too many Arsenal players when they lose a ball.
They just stop.
Yeah, not bothered.
Here's Park, right side. Park just checks inside Traore. Finds Rooney, 25 yards out. Tries to chip Szczesny. Hits the post. Goalkeeper beaten. So close to a hat-trick.
We've been absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? Brilliant.
I think the overwhelming supporters inside Old Trafford are enjoying this, apart from the Arsenal bunch, unfortunately, who made a great racket early in the second half. Not that they expected a comeback from their team, but just trying to show their support. Here's Jones from Manchester United. 20 minutes left for play here. On to Park. Steps away from Giroud. Finds Young in the penalty area. Hernandez waits. Back it goes to Park on his left foot. 6-1. Stand by for the record books.
How easy was that? How easy. Absolutely no pressure on any Manchester United player on the ball. And one or two of the Arsenal players are walking down, so very, very despondent. Alan, there's probably only 4 or 5 of them who've had a real go today. They've come here, they've been missing 11 players, but they've also come here with half a team. If they've been disgraceful, 1 or 2 of them.
I mean, Van Persie is going around talking to various players at the moment, but if he had a hand mirror, he could look at it as to his own display. But United have been really good as well.
They've been rampant, but and the quality of their goals as well were excellent. But talk about contribute to your own downfall.
6-1. How many more? Arshavin to Ramsey in the centre circle, and Ramsey moves forward, evades Park, plays it back to Rosicky. Van Persie with movement up front. Ball goes to Arshavin, back to Rosicky, into Van Persie, edge of the penalty, tries to backheel it to Walcott, didn't come off, and it's cleared by Evra. Jenkinson to Oxlade-Chamberlain on the far side of the field, back to Jenkinson into Arshavin, a yard outside the penalty. Now Ramsey's shot takes a deflection off a defender behind for a corner.
Yeah, Ramsey's one of the few Arsenal players who actually kept going.
One of the very few. And Szczesny. Yeah, I know I've conceded 6 goals, but actually played quite well, Mum. He did. He has. Corner at the Stretford end to Arsenal. Swung in left-footed, and Koscielny's header is wide. Relatively free header. Jones jumped too early.
Yeah, should actually at least hit the target, Koscielny.
Not good from an Arsenal perspective. And he's got how many now? 1, 2, 3 days of the transfer window, and
well,
it will surely be inexplicable if he doesn't make some substantial purchases. Wenger.
They're not exactly looking an attractive outfit to come and play for at the moment.
No, 1 point away to Newcastle, having lost your 2 best players, and some Arsenal fans at the moment just cannot bear to look, and I do feel sorry for them. Ball's in towards Ashley Young. Jenkinson got a cross, and Jenkinson puts it out of play for a throw-in. This is a club that neutrals across the country love to watch playing Arsenal, but they're in a terrible state at the moment. They qualified for the Champions League group phase. Would you bet on them surviving it? Cleverly being hustled by Ramsey, but keeps the ball for United, for the champions, and then Jones strikes it forward. Ramsey intercepts, puts it out for a throw-in. Rooney's been magnificent, absolutely magnificent. He takes the throw in to Park, back to Rooney. Rooney anticipated the run from Giggs that didn't materialise, and it should be cleared by Arsenal. Arshavin, hustled by Smalling. The Russian runs away from him though. It's the first time he's run all day, and that's a glorious ball to the right side. That's what Arshavin is capable of. Jenkinson up from full-back, crosses deep towards Van Persie, headed up and away by Jones. Jenkinson heads it back in there. Here's Van Persie. It's a goal for Arsenal. Manchester United 6, Arsenal 2.
When Jones made the original clearing header, Alan, it was a decent header. All the Manchester United defenders actually stopped, and in the end it was a good ball through to the far post. Bounced lovely for Van Persie, left foot roof of the net.
I know that they'll tell me I've got 30 seconds for a match report. It's only 8 goals so far. I can go to 33. 25 I'm being told by the producer. Right, okay. We've still got 16 minutes to go. North London fights back. Don't you believe it? Giggs on to Park. That was a lovely ball from the Welshman. Park perhaps reacted a little slowly. Koscielny intercepted, and now it's Rosicky. Rosicky sprinting forward. Van Persie running through the middle. The pass goes backwards though towards Ramsey. Ramsey checks a few yards outside the penalty area, underhits the pass to Walcott. Smalling intercepts. Smalling gives it away. Not good from Smalling. Now Rosicky for Arsenal again. To Ramsey. Ramsey to Van Persie. Just outside the United penalty area. Stab to Arshavin, he's inside the box now. Arshavin then falls over far too easily. It's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think he's actually claiming not a foul. He thought maybe a Manchester United player had the last touch, but I watched when Smalling just pinched the ball after the Arsenal attack, there were 5 Arsenal players just started walking back towards their own goal.
Manchester United 6, Arsenal 2. It's been a really quiet afternoon in the Barclays Premier League. Tottenham losing 5-1 at home to Manchester City. Newcastle beating Fulham 2-1. West Brom 0, Stoke 1. And here's Walcott shooting from long range straight at the goalkeeper, De Gea, who doesn't fumble. He saved a penalty as well.
Yeah, made a better save, from Van Persie. Start of the second half. It was a really good save, low to his left.
De Gea's clearance upfield. Hernandez after it. Szczesny out to the edge of his penalty area. Throws the ball out to Giroud. And now it's with Rosicky again. We're inside the final quarter of an hour here on 5 Live coverage of the Barclays Premier League. And here's another note. Arsenal's worst ever defeat in the league was 8-0 to Loughborough in 1896. Whatever happened to Loughborough, Mark? No, I have no clue either. Rooney into Hernandez, he's onside, can't bring another control first time. No, he falls over, is it a penalty? It is,
He's outside the box.
The assistant is where, what's the referee given? Oh, it's not a red card. Oh dear. Poor Jenkinson. Second yellow for him, now a red, he's off, and it's a free kick to Manchester United.
Just to add insult to injury, isn't it? I thought as well when the ball was initially played that Hernandez might have been just offside. Obviously not given. There's Arsene Wenger shaking his head.
Yeah, that was my initial instinct as well. And then he went down. He never had control of the ball, Hernandez. No. But
Jenkins has put his arm across him and hit him, and he's gone over, has he? Which it's a foul.
So it's 6-2 for the champions against the 10 men of Arsenal, who've got to go through another 13 minutes of torture here at Old Trafford. And the free kick is only a foot outside the D of the penalty area. What's Arshavin complaining about?
No
He's
idea.
Looking at Rooney's already scored from 2 free kicks, remember.
He's probably said, don't give it to Rooney, he's scored enough already.
Well, will it be a hat-trick of free kick goals for Wayne Rooney? Neither of the previous ones was a direct shot at goal. It came from a tap and a tap back, and that looks as if it's what's going to happen again. So Rooney standing closest to the ball. Young is there. I know Rooney fools everybody, shoots first time wide.
Yeah,
should have had the tap.
I think it was quite a bit wide, wasn't it?
Yes,
judging by Szczesny.
Well, relief for Arsenal.
Might take him off the free kicks now.
Yeah, absolutely not good enough. Only joking. I feel sorry for Jenkinson, really do.
Yeah.
Here's Van Persie, the Arsenal captain. Van Persie onto Rosicky. Van Persie runs through the middle. Pass goes to Arshavin, who limply concedes possession. And here's Evra onto Ashley Young on the far side of the field. United left. Rooney available down that flank as well. But the pass goes back first of all to Johnny Evans, who's a crossfield ball to Jones, is chested down. The pass to Smalling, on it goes towards Park. Park can't pick up possession, and Koscielny for Arsenal. Busy little game, hasn't it been? Only 8 goals, at least 8 other goal chances.
Well, there's been umpteen.
That's an attempted pass by Ramsey to Oxlade-Chamberlain, didn't reach the target. Cleverly for United to Smalling. Are the champions going to take pity and ease off?
No.
Are they going to look for extra goals? You think with the rivalry between these two clubs, particularly in the years of the Premier League, they'll go for more if they can score than Manchester United.
They want to bury them.
Young into Rooney. Great run by Giggs. Rooney finds Giggs. Parks unmarked into the Korean. Slips over. Didn't control the ball properly in the first place. Slipped over inside the D, and Arsenal clear it.
In a strange way, it was almost as though he didn't expect the ball, wasn't it?
Then Rosicky gives the ball back to Manchester United, back to Evans. We've still got over 10 minutes to go. Darren Fletcher, who's been watching the game from the director's box, makes his way out. I'm sure he'll be hoping to get back into this team pretty shortly, but he might have a struggle. If Park and Giggs are going to be left on the bench, as a matter of course. Rooney certainly will be in the starting lineup. Cleverly to Giggs in the centre circle. Now Cleverley again. Giggs once more. Rooney always available. Giggs to Park. Rooney again. Fourth time he's been involved in this move. On to Evra on the far side of the field. The United fans taunting Arsenal. Into Evra in the penalty. Falls over, penalty. Oh dear.
You just knew, didn't you? You just knew.
Traore, was it?
They're not even arguing, Arsenal. That is amazing.
No. Well, I'm afraid.
I think Walcott's challenge.
It is Walcott. Traore's involved as well. But I tell you what, it was soft from Evra. But here's a penalty opportunity for Rooney. So Chesney's complaining. It's 6-2 to Manchester United. Poised for 7-2. Poised for a Rooney hat-trick.
Well, this is now bordering on humiliation, Alan.
Ideally, he needs the penalty kick sort of tapped to him if it was legal. A la free kick.
Pires Henry.
However, Sir Chesney, arms aloft, stretched out wide now, and he's glaring, trying to catch Rooney's eye, trying to put him off. Hard way of talking to the England striker, but this will be the third goal for Rooney if he converts the penalty. Here he goes, doesn't miss. So Chesney went to the right, Rooney's shot went to his left, and it's Manchester United 7, Arsenal 2.
Well, it was just such a poor challenge in your own penalty area by Theo Walcott. I mean, it was just such a limp challenge. It just summed up Arsenal from 4 o'clock this afternoon.
I'm running out of scrap paper to write the notes on. Can I please have 35 seconds? 30 seconds? Oh, that's all. That's enough. That's enough. That's almost, 4 seconds a goal. I mean, well, poor Arsenal, but they've been very, very poor. Architects of their own defeat. That and a blistering display from Manchester United. Jura. It's full time at Hearts. Brian McLaughlin.
Yes, Alan, it's finished. Hearts 2, Hibs 0. Goals from Ryan Stevenson and Egert Jonsson, ensuring it's the home fans who'll be parting tonight in the Festival City. Hibs now rooted at the bottom of the table with pressure mounting on boss Colin Calderwood at Tynecastle. It finished. Hearts 2, Hibs 0.
I'm not sure it's finished here yet at Old Trafford. Manchester United leading by 7 goals to 2. And, all the midweek delight for Arsenal and getting past Udinese, getting into the Champions League group phase. Awful. Oh, I'm told now I can have 35 seconds if I mention the penalty save. This is taking the mickey. Well, Arsenal have had the mickey taken out of them today, and it's hard to find any positives. They're going to bring on 2 substitutes now. Chamakh, how low has he sunk if he's only being brought on as a striker with 7 minutes to go? And Lansbury. 2 final changes. Van Persie's being replaced, and so too is Walcott. Walcott remembers to applaud the Arsenal fans, some of which have already made their way out of Old Trafford. So Van Persie's day is over, so too is Theo Walcott's. And do you recover, or how long does it take to recover from a defeat like this?
Well, there are 11 players.
I know it's just 3 points.
Yeah, and there are 11 players out, so it depends on how quickly you can get the majority of those players back. But, we keep saying they needed players before they even sold Nasri and Fabregas. So the question needs posing: how much responsibility does Arsene Wenger have for that? He has a lot. He has to have a lot of responsibility, Alan.
And Graham Taylor, I don't know if you've heard Graham, but Graham said about the soft muscle injuries that are suffered by Arsenal players.
Yeah,
many of them.
I think the ground's got a lot to do with that, though.
Smalling to Giggs. Giggs right of the centre circle to Rooney, who's got his hat-trick, remember. Now back to Cleverley. Giggs flicks it forward. Offside flag against Ashley Young.
Yeah, he was off. He was off.
Is there any saving grace for Arsenal?
No, I can't even think of one.
And I think Ramsey played.
Yeah, and the goalkeeper actually.
And Coquelin before his substitution. And Szczesny, faultless for the 7 goals that have gone past him. Faultless. In fact, there's more reason to criticise De Gea than there is Szczesny.
Yeah.
Ramsey onto Chamakh. Chamakh lost the ball far too easily, was given it back and lost it again. He looked good when he first came into the Premier League.
It's not just losing the ball, Alan. It's then not breaking into at least a jog.
He's sort of trotting around the centre circle. Abysmal. Ashley Young from Manchester United on the far side of the field. Into Rooney, yard outside the penalty area. His cross wasn't great. Headed away. And now Arsenal can counter-attack, if that's the right phrase, for a situation facing them. Trailing by 7 goals to 2 here at Manchester United. Arshavin onto Ramsey. Ramsey with Lansbury to his right, cuts in onto his left foot, second time onto his left foot, and shoots goalwards just wide.
Oh, it was as well.
And De Gea was flat-footed.
He's almost sort of towed it right at the end for because he didn't change his feet. It was in the middle of his feet, and he thought, I'll just toe bung it. Want of a better description, it was very close.
Well, it's been a stunning weekend in the Premier League. I mean, I know there have been some boring games, but Liverpool were very good yesterday. Manchester City were exceptional at White Hart Lane earlier today, and now we've had this Manchester United display. So what happens? It's an international break.
Yeah. Also, the number of goals that have been scored today.
I think match of the day 2 may be limited contractually to showing 10 minutes of a game.
Oh yeah, there is a limit. There is. Yeah,
that'll be fun. Getting 9 goals and a penalty.
Well, you won't want to be in the edit suite as we speak, by the way.
Cleverly, back to Evra, and we've got 3 minutes to go, plus added time.
I'm not even sure that they can ask for more time, Alan.
Giggs rushing through, and the ball just evades him, goes through to Szczesny. No, they're just... Oh, that's given away by Traore. Awful. Park forward, edge of the penalty area. Park, back now to Ashley Young, into Hernandez, who slipped on the edge of the penalty area. Just as well for him. Lansbury shoot clear, but he was offside anyway. Hernandez, and it's a free kick to Arsenal.
Yeah, well, I think they'd probably look to extend the programme, but I'm not quite sure whether it would be allowed.
No, it's good job for the editor. Rather him than me. And then, of course, you've only got the 6 goals at Tottenham.
There you are. You're the editor of Match of the Day. Which match starts?
Which match starts? Well, I would start with Spurs against Manchester City, and then go on to Manchester United.
That's what I would guess. That's what I would guess.
But I'm not the editor of the programme, and they'll probably kick off with West Brom Stoke. Oh no, they won't.
No, they won't.
Arshavin, it's a miracle he's still on the pitch. Actually, he's been so abysmal. Lost the ball on the far side of the field. Then Rosicky fouled the United player in an attempt to get the ball back. It was a crude challenge on Ashley Young, who felt it. Free kick's already been taken by Manchester United. And now it's with Rooney. Rooney short of the halfway line, glides a glorious ball to Smalling down the right. Hernandez sprinting into the penalty area. There's the cross toward the Mexican. He missed it, and somehow Szczesny got a hand to it.
Well, fantastic ball from Rooney, overlapping run from Smalling. Early return of the ball from Rooney into the path of Hernandez, who missed it. Could have been 8.
Great cross from Smalling. And Rooney again. Magnificent. Ramsey over the halfway line, running through the centre circle. Then spots a colleague down the far side and flicks it towards Oxlade-Chamberlain. Early ball into the penalty area, 1 bounce straight through to De Gea. Reminding you that, of course, Jenkinson was sent off for a 2nd yellow card. 1 minute of the regular 90 still to go. And with all the changes, you've got to have at least 3 or 4 minutes of added time, however painful it is for Arsenal. Rooney, a hat-trick for him, to Giggs. Rooney again. Rooney then finds Cleverly. Cleverly to Hernandez. Cleverly once more. And now to Ashley Young. Rooney just hanging back at the moment. Cleverly once more. I think United appear happy just to keep possession now and not to pile further agony on their North London opponents. Evans chips it forward. Evra's offside.
Yeah,
look what Evra's playing. He's playing like a striker at the moment.
He wants a goal, doesn't he?
75,413. I think that was what they said.
Yeah,
something like that.
You'd picture those poor Arsenal supporters going down the M6, wouldn't you? Because that'd be down to 15 miles an hour as well. But they've had a great day.
I pity them just getting out of Old Trafford. The taunting that they will face. Here comes the fourth official, about to tell us how much extra time. 3. That's really the minimum. Oxlade-Chamberlain rocks it away towards the far side of the field. Good control, low cross in towards Arshavin, who slices his shot well wide of goal.
Yeah, I think he got stuck whether to actually control it or play it and shoot at the same time, and probably really did neither.
The number of these players, you wonder what they're still doing at Arsenal. I mean, Arshavin has looked off the boil for a very long period now.
But they have to play him. They've got no one else.
No one else. Evra, we're into added time now. Manchester United 7, Arsenal 2. Now, you're not mishearing things at 5 Live. That is really the scoreline. Rooney forward to Giggs. Giggs sprinting down the left side. Hernandez waits for the cross, but it's pulled back to Ashley Young. His shot! 8-2. Brilliant finish from Ashley Young. And that just ends it for Arsenal. Manchester United 8, Arsenal 2.
I think, Alan, that was a replica of the goal he scored in the first half, cutting in from the left, one touch out of his feet, bending it round successfully into the far top corner. Brilliant.
A rueful Arsene Wenger watching on. Can I have 40 seconds, please? Is there any chance of 40 seconds for the match report? And the producer's just ignoring my appeal. He's going off. Can I have 40 seconds? Yes, he says. And a minute and a half of added time remaining.
I wonder if the City players are on a bus coming back up to Manchester listening to this.
Probably going, how good were we today?
Yeah,
how good were we? Dear, oh dear. Well, United have been very, very good, but Arsenal have also been very, very poor. And look at Shamak. What has he done since he's come on? No effort at all. Koscielny gets the ball away to Oxlade-Chamberlain, the former Southampton player, with a mad rush into United territory, and then he runs out of possession. Evra on to Ashley Young. He's now on a hat-trick and will fancy it. There's still time to get it. On to Evra. Hernandez sprints into the penalty area. Evra pulls it back. Here's Park. Shoots over the crossbar.
He never fancied him, did you, at all? When the ball came back to him, he's almost, when he gets in those positions, something happens to Park. He never has that sort of cool head just to finish, and just blazed it over the top. How easy again did Manchester United get behind Arsenal?
Hardweb now having a private conversation with Wayne Rooney. I don't think Hardweb's going to extend this unnecessarily.
The conversation will be, Wayne will say, don't forget, the ball is mine.
Well, the ball is now with Wayne Rooney as the referee's whistle blew, but I think it's for a free kick for a foul by Smalling on Chamak. Arshavin taps the free kick to Rosicky. Hardweb says, give me the ball. He gives it to Wayne Rooney, and it's been a humiliating day for Arsenal and for Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, it's been an embarrassing day for Arsenal. Yes, we know they were shorn of all sorts of players coming here to play at Old Trafford, but they never, Alan, for a minute actually physically competed with Manchester United. If you've got players who don't normally play, the very least is you have an effort. If you lose the ball, which happens, you get back behind the ball. You make yourself difficult to beat. I have to say, apart from 3 or 4 Arsenal players today, the rest have been an absolute disgrace. Not fit to wear that shirt, I'm afraid.
And just think how much worse it would have been if they'd lost in Italy in midweek.
I know. And the goalkeeper hadn't played so well. Well done to Manchester United. Some of the goals were absolutely breathtaking. They've won this game far too easily.
I couldn't have imagined driving to Old Trafford earlier around lunchtime that I'd be giving this final scoreline. Manchester United 8, Arsenal 2.
Stay there, boys, because I want to reflect and digest what we've seen today. 19 goals in 4 Barclays Premier League games. Here are today's results. Manchester United 8, Arsenal 2. If it came up on the video printer, it would actually be in brackets, wouldn't it? EIGHT. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 5. Newcastle 2, Fulham 1 and West Brom 0, Stoke 1. In the Championship, Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 4 and Watford 2, Birmingham 2. Goals galore there. In the SPL, all the games finished 2-0. St Mirren 0, Celtic 2, Rangers 2, Aberdeen 0, Hearts 2, Hibernian 0. Look at this. Manchester City, 9 points out of 9, goal difference +9, goals scored 12, so that's an average of 4 a game. You'd think they'd be top. It would have been absolutely identical but for that last goal. Man United, 9 points out of 9, goal difference +10, goals scored 13. Mark Lawrenson.
Yes.
I don't know where to start, really.
Start with how bad Arsenal were.
Okay,
that's the first thing.
fine.
Manchester United played really, really well, Ian, but I really honestly, Traore, Van Persie, Arshavin, Rosicky, Giroud, I thought they were very, very poor today. And, the very least from any professional footballer is you have to work hard. Everybody can be excused for not playing particularly well, giving the ball away, failing to miss chances, giving chances to the opposition. But really, when you lose the ball and you're not even got the inclination to run back and make a challenge, I think it says a lot about you as a person and also the way the team is.
Is Arsene Wenger's job in danger?
No, I don't think it is, because he's got 11 players out today, but the next 3 days are so important, because he's going to have to try and turn this round. They need players, Ian. We've always known that they needed players. They've known for ages that they've needed players, and if they don't get them in by Wednesday, then he puts himself under even more pressure. And as a manager, with all that money available, why wouldn't you go out and buy players?
But as you say, he's got money available. We know he's got a little bit of money from last year. We know he's made money from the 2 big sales. One of the big shareholders, or almost big shareholders, Mr. Usmanov, we understand, is richer than Mr. Abramovich.
Well,
spend.
But we said before as well, Manchester United have won 8-2 here today against Arsenal. They signed in the summer, after being 12 points clear of Arsenal winning the Premiership last year, 3 top quality players. Arsenal have actually, if you work it out, is they signed Gervinho, who's obviously ready to play. Oxlade-Chamberlain isn't ready yet, so that's 1 player signed, and 2 of the best players have left. So that they're straight away the 4 players behind Manchester United, who finished 12 points in front of them at the end of last season. So where's the psyche behind that if you're Arsene Wenger? I just don't understand it.
What do you think about the fact that Manchester City have put down a marker today? United have responded like that. Are we looking at a 2-horse race, or is it far too early to say that?
No, it's far too early. Chelsea haven't started well in terms of performances, but they've got 7 points from 3 games. No, you can't discount Chelsea, and Liverpool have also made a decent start. I think what we do know is that Arsenal will be nowhere near trying to win the league in terms of by the time we come to early May next year. No, very good starts by Manchester United and Manchester City. I think what we've learned, we don't learn anything new from Manchester United. They're still the favourites, but Manchester City, if they keep Aguero, Silva, Nasri, Tevez if you want, Dzeko, all those kind of players fit, Ian, I think they're going to run Manchester United very, very close indeed.
Yeah, well, Arsenal have got 1 point from all their games so far in the Premier League, and they are lying in 16th place. I think it might be 17th place now, because Fulham has probably gone above them after that absolute drubbing. Manchester City and Manchester United, though, just to repeat, alongside each other. United ahead by dint of the fact that they have got a goal difference of +10, and Manchester City have got a goal difference of +9, but they have been scoring an amazing amount of goals today. In fact, goals galore today, and we haven't even spoken about Newcastle's 2 against Fulham. They won by 2-1, and West Brom 0, Stoke 1. Are Arsenal looking like finishing outside the top 4 for you?
Well, at the moment, with what they have and the way they've gone about the business, or not, absolutely are. And there's most definitely. I mean, you know that Tottenham will have 2 or 3 in by Wednesday, won't they? I don't think there's any doubt about that whatsoever. So they will get stronger. Liverpool obviously looking stronger. We spoke about United, spoke about Manchester City and Chelsea to a certain degree. At the moment, on what we've seen after 3 games each, you might argue that Arsenal are going to do well to finish 6th.
I can confirm that Arsenal are 17th, which means they are 1 place above the bottom three, and that's only because the bottom three haven't scored any points at all yet. Tottenham, no points. Blackburn, no points. And West Brom, no points at all. Thank you very much to Mark Lawrenson, to our other commentators today, Alan Green, and to Mike Ingham. So just to confirm today's scorelines, if you can believe it and you're just joining us, at Old Trafford it finished Manchester United 8, Rooney got a hat-trick, Arsenal 2, and they had Jenkinson sent off.